What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Hanley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, family? How y'all feeling? What's going on, man? Listen, you're not going to believe it. You wouldn't believe it if I told it to you. How y'all feeling? It is Monday, July 14th, 2025, year of our Lord. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Let me check on y'all before y'all check on me. What's up? What up, Azriel? What up, Yakar? What up, K Cooper? Will Nola, Purple Haze, Dion Sardines, Urban Singer, Molly in the building. What up, Molly? Molly, all of my drinks. She ain't even know it. Jason 18, Crown, K Cooper, Quick Fix, Moses King. What up, Nubian? What's happening? Kev Wild, A Wyatt, Park Ave, A Dunn, JB. We here. Jarius Phillips, Will Nola, Big Buck, AD, you here? I'm here. I'm here, OG Rihanna. I'm here in the flesh. What up to all of my friends and family? You know it's Detroit in the house. You know what's so funny about that? They call me Mr. Bibbs. You know what's so funny about that? So I land and yesterday I flew back from California. So a lot of y'all know that I've been live streaming in California. Um I've been out in these Cali streets, and so I got out. I was on the beach Saturday, and I did no vlogging. I did zero vlogging, but I'm back vlogging today, right? But I did zero vlogging out in California. Let me just give y'all my experience of what I've recently, my new epiphany, right? And so I fly back to the D, which I love Detroit. I fly back to Detroit yesterday. And dealing with some stuff. And so I had a phenomenal time last night. And I was phenomenal with my daughter. And we was having a conversation. And all while I was in California, I kept having this conversation with my daughter, which I'll let you guys in on in a moment. Um, yes, we do have Stock Club posting inside of the Patreon, so that's popping. And then this morning I wake up because I didn't sleep well last night. For whatever reason, I didn't sleep well. So I'm heading into the studio and I get another ticket. Yes, Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com got another ticket. And the ticket is for excessive speed. He said he gave me a break. He gave me 85 and a 70, which is 15 over. He said I was doing 99 and a 70. Which it is my fault because I was just cruising. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't trying to get anywhere. I was just cruising. And then I get into my office and I got all of these property taxes that I got to pay. Whole lot of property taxes. Just property taxes, property taxes, property taxes. Because here in Michigan, I don't know how it is where you guys are. Here in Oakland County in Michigan, we have to pay it twice a year. We got to pay summer taxes and we have to pay winter taxes. Summer taxes and winter taxes. And when you get 6 figures worth of property taxes, it may hit a little different every year. You know what I'm saying? When you get 6 figures worth of property taxes, it may hit a little different. So I got to pay all of these property taxes. I got a whole bunch more in envelopes that we haven't even opened up yet. And somebody says, "Slow down, bro. That's just dumb." Man, listen, I'm cruising with the speed of traffic. You know what I'm saying? We got a fast lane. It's the Autobahn on 75 going downtown Detroit. It's the Autobahn on 96. Whenever we get a newly paved road, it's the Autobahn, baby. When we get a newly paved road on 96 going downtown or going out to Livonia or 75 going out towards Auburn Hills, it's the Autobahn, baby. And so we rolling with the speed of traffic. If you can't get down, then stay down. Well, they split it up. You say 2 taxes, never heard of that. They split it up. So you get summer taxes and then you get winter taxes. So for all of these different properties, whether you're developing them or whether you're building them, you get all of these taxes. But here's my epiphany. Here's my epiphany, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the show. Yeah, it was just my day. I got caught. It was my day. So I'm not dodging responsibility. Me and the cop didn't have problems. I'm going to give it to the lawyer. He going to handle it, and that's going to be the end of the conversation. We're not tripping about it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because I went by some of the development of the properties, and I vlogged it, so you guys will get it tomorrow because everything that I vlogged today, I'm going to drop tomorrow, and I'm going to get back to daily vlogging. But here's the thing that I was just coming up with. I stopped at the property, and they were connecting the sewer to the street. And then the neighbor wound up getting to the point where they have owned the property over 20 years, but they actually, they leased their property. So they've been leasing their property out to whoever's been in it for close to 20 years. And now they're trying to capitalize because me building multiple different houses in the neighborhood has increased the property value. So now they're trying to sell it. Then the neighbor comes to me and say, or the owner of the house comes to me and contacts me and say, "Hey man, you interested in buying my house from me?" And whatever, and all of this stuff, right? So all of that. But all of the hustle and bustle of when you get back in town is different from when you make a move and you out in the space. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have to be absolutely honest. Y'all not going to like this take, but I got to keep it real. California it's a vibe. I see how they able to finesse y'all into paying a ton of property taxes. Yo, not Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a little different. These super blue cities, San Francisco, Los Angeles, you got to be careful on. Let me change my to vibey. Los Angeles is a little different. San Francisco is a little different, but other parts in California, up the coast, Newport Beach, all of that, man, it was different. It was different. I ain't had no stress. I didn't even want to vlog. I was just laid out. I woke up, the weather be the same every single day, whether it's the nighttime or the daytime. I said, "Oh, wee." Oh, wee. It's a vibe. It's different out there. That Cali weather will absolutely having you put on your beach flip-flops. Next thing you know, you wearing open-toe sandals. Next thing you know, you wearing open-toe sandals. I'm not going to lie. It's different out there. Especially if you got money, it's different. It's a whole nother wave. They had me out there looking up real estate. I said, "Anton, get off of Zillow. Get off of Zillow. Get off of Trulia. Get off of Redfin. Get off of houses." It's different. Cause I've been out to California, Los Angeles, but I've been out there working and documenting and walking down Skid Row. I ain't never really was at the beach house like, went and visited some friends and hung out. I said, dog. I was talking to my daughter on the phone because I was talking to her or whatever. I said, Les. I said, what you think about spending a portion of the year out here in LA? Or not LA. LA, you just automatically attached LA with California, right? But California. She was like, Dad, I don't know about that. She said, is it that vibey? I said, it's that vibey, baby. She said, well, we going to be out there in a week because, daughter flying back out to California. I said, yeah, it's different. I said, I see why these people be fighting. I do. I see why the people fight this thing. It's a super liberal state. It's horrible as far as its leadership. But good God crafted that coast overlooking the Pacific Ocean. I don't know how y'all ruined that state. I don't know how y'all ruined California, but God crafted that place to be otherworldly. How great that place is as far as the looks and the feels and all of that. The women be acting different. Hey, they all coming up to you with them hoarse voices. Hey, inviting you up to the rooftop beach house overlooking. I said, oh, we. I put on my Larry June. Put on my Larry June. I said, this is different. This is different out here, bro. It is. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. And y'all, and one of the reasons that I'm having this conversation is because I want you guys to get out of your comfort zone and experience all of the United States of America. Stop championing and thinking that every place is better than this place. It's not. It's not. It's every single thing that you can think of and imagine all across this country. It's 50 states. Go to Alaska, go to Hawaii, go to up and down. Because, see, like one of the things that people don't realize is that although California as a state is liberal and they got bad leadership, if you look at how California is made up, the majority of the counties are red. So the counties may be conservative and Republican, depending on where you go, but the inner cities may be super liberal. And so that's the difficult part about it. Even if you go to some of these places that's super blue, a lot of it is red and it's scattered and stuff like that. And so you got to pick and choose your spots, but go and visit it for yourself. Go and see different places for yourself. And don't just go to Los Angeles. Go up and down Northern California, Southern California. Go to Nevada, go to Arizona, go to Montana, go to all of these places and go and experience it for yourself. I tell people, even when it comes to Detroit, I say, yo, you need to come and see it for yourself because the media, the news, all of these people, they have an agenda. But when you see it for yourself, it's a different experience, right? So it is, bro. It is. It's a vibe. So I'm not gonna kid you. Um, One of my friends asked me. They said, "Anton, would you rather move to Miami or would you rather move to Southern California?" I said, "Please don't ask me that question because now you're gonna force me to address it on the Millionaire Morning Show." I would have to choose. I would have to choose Cali. I would have to. Because Miami, they got a lot of hurricanes and the off season, and it's muggy and it's humid. It's nice in the wintertime, but in the summertime, it could get evil out there, right? But California, they got that not humid, 80 degrees all year round. Like, whoa, what? It's different out here. You know what I'm saying? It's different out here. The problem, The problem is the taxes. The problem is the taxes. The taxes. I can't do it. I don't want to own no businesses there. I don't want to have it as my official residence. I want to actually spend a majority of my time in Detroit and then spend 5.5 months out of the year out there. But the taxes is crazy out there. I can't do it. I can't do the taxes. And so if we can solve for that and figure that out, then we can make a move, baby. I'm not trying to own no property out there. Maybe I'll rent a place. Maybe I'll just move out there next month. Forget it. What y'all think? Y'all let me know. Cali is a play. What y'all think? Anton, go stay out there, or maybe we go out there September, October, and just call it a day. Just rent a property for 5 months. Who birthday is it? Yes, go to Cali. Anton says our streets. I promise you won't regret it. I don't know what the people are that y'all experienced. The people that I experienced was cool. You born and raised there, our streets. I promise I'ma love it. I think so too. You said you're too young to be a snowbird. How am I too young? You listen. Let me tell y'all something. You're never too young to be a snowbird. You're never too young to be a snowbird. Ever. Don't ever let nobody lie to you and tell you you're ever too young to be a snowbird. Never too young to be a snowbird. You may get stuck in a fire. That's what they make planes for. What you mean? I ain't trying to buy nothing there. I'm just trying to stay there and hang out for a while. I ain't trying to pay no taxes there. I'm just trying to hang out for a little bit. So I don't know. All right. Never too young to be a snowbird. Anyways, that is my California experience in a nutshell. And we got to take care of some tickets. So we got to get the lawyer on that. And I'm going to continue to invest here in Michigan and the Detroit, Metro Detroit area. And we're going to get it popping. So I think that's the move. You live in Hawaii and you never leave. And I heard Hawaii is awesome also. I'm going to get out there too. Maybe I'll go and experience Hawaii before I make the official move over to California, but we'll see what's happening. We'll see what's happening. Let me make sure I acknowledge the people that's showing love to the platform. I want to give a special appreciation to Hanif Hawkins. What up to Hanif Hawkins? I appreciate you. Maria Porti. Maria Porti, what up, though? Mike that dude, I appreciate you, Mike that dude. Thank you, everybody on Cash App that hold me down and everybody on PayPal. Jesse, I think I'm gonna make the move to California. I think that's the move for me. I'm gonna make that move. Good morning. Today is my 5th-year anniversary. Love your content. Me and my family have grown so much for it. Happy anniversary, Jesse. Happy anniversary. Jason Fletcher says, "Good morning, bro. Is there a waiting list I can jump on for coaching calls?" No, I'm gonna actually start up coaching calls in September. That's a fact. This is definitively a fact. I'm gonna start back coaching calls in September. So just send me an email. AC Reviews the World says, what up, AD? Any idea on what the Patreon video after today's stock club will be? I do have an idea, but I'm not going to say what it is. Can't say it yet. After stock club, what up, Molly? What up? Talk to Molly. Kicked it with her a little bit. We good. We got that taken care of. Marcus Anderson says, Mr. Daniels, will I be able to rewatch Stock Club? Yes. For anybody that does not catch Stock Club tonight, I will upload it immediately for you to be able to rewatch. All right. We'll be at work. Subscribe back. Chase the next. Shout out to everybody that's in the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Tabby says, good morning, AD. Glad you made it back home safely. Today is my birthday. Big 40. Hey, happy birthday, Tabby. What up, though? Great time to be alive. Blessed. Glad you enjoyed Cali. We out here chilling. See you later. Bag chasing. Yes, I'm coming back out there. I'm coming out immediately. I got to do a press run starting next week, but I'm coming back out. Stephen Butler says Governor Westmore and MD giving $20,000 payouts for people losing their jobs, which he calls in Chicago, laying off almost 1,500 people. A lot of them are school teachers and special needs. Hey, send me that Governor Westmore article to my email so that I can review that tomorrow because I got a loaded show today. Moses King says, what up, AD? I'm new to investing. Just opened a brokerage account with Charles Schwab. What should my next step be? And is there a specific video on your Patreon you'd recommend for beginners? Yeah, we could talk about it in Stock Club tonight. Any questions that you guys have with regard to investments, stocks, all of that, we can talk about it tonight on Stock Club. Just tap in to Stock Club. Global says, man, I'm from San Fran. They don't call it Hotel California for nothing. Man, gosh, that place is dreamy. It's probably one of the dreamiest places that I've been to. Shout out to you, Anton, for encouraging me to sign up for school to become an AI engineer. We'll be starting January 2026. Keep me in a loop. I like that. Making moves. Anton, did you see Ricky Smiley's rant on how we should listen to Joy Reid and Roland Martin? Send it to me. I didn't see it. I was sleeping in California. Quiet. What up, baby girl? Says my baby girl's 8th birthday today. Happy birthday. Happy 8th birthday to you. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. All right, y'all. Let's start getting into the show. So let's start here. All right. Because I covered this on Friday, but I covered it in a limited capacity. Because I wasn't as familiar with what was going on, but I was able to deep dive over the weekend into this woman and learn a lot about her. And this woman was a straight up demon. But the worst part about the fact that she was a straight up demon is there are people on the internet defending her. But we're going to get into it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. And then tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's deep dive, y'all.
$25 million. That's the bond set for the woman accused of fatally stabbing her manager at the East Point McDonald's. Good evening, everyone. I'm Taryn Asher.
And I'm Brandon Hudson. The 26-year-old made her first court appearance today, and we learned this isn't the first time investigators say that she stabbed someone. Fox News' Camila Miri has the latest.
26-year-old Afeni Muhammad in court Friday afternoon, charged with first-degree murder. East Point police say Muhammad fatally stabbed her manager, 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, inside the McDonald's where they both worked on 9 Mile Thursday morning.
Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back."
2 days before the stabbing, Muhammad posted a video on her Instagram, which is public. This is a small portion of that video.
But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny.
Investigators say the suspect stabbed Harris several times inside the drive-thru portion of the fast food restaurant. A customer, a CPL holder, was in his car and witnessed the crime. Authorities say he shot his gun in the air, attempting to stop the violence. When the suspect ran out of the restaurant, the CPL holder held her at gunpoint until police arrived.
Muhammad admitted that she intended to kill Harris and stated that after she was sent home, she drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Harris with a knife that she had inside of her vehicle.
Harris, a single mother of 6 and a longtime McDonald's employee, was pronounced deceased at a nearby hospital. Meanwhile, the prosecutor revealing this in court about Muhammad.
The defendant does have a prior instance of at least one that I'm aware that involved a stabbing similar, obviously, to the stabbing that occurred in this case involving a knife.
That prior stabbing occurred in Virginia. Mohammed's attorney arguing
she was in an extremely abusive relationship that was not only mental but physical, that involved alcohol issues, which is where the habitual second stems from, and her prior record.
The judge set Mohammed's bond at $25 million, cash surety only. She will be back in court on July 23rd for a probable cause hearing.
So let me stop it there, because we have to have a little bit of a discussion. And the first thing that I want to say in this discussion is that, there's a lot of people on social media defending her, saying, she came in on her off day to make up her hours. Y'all don't know what these people are like in real life. I've hired them. I've dealt with them. I've owned a restaurant before. Now, investing as a angel investor in other businesses and things like that. And I am telling you that these workers sometimes are mental. They ill, they crazy, they drunk, they do stuff. And if you go through this woman's social media and on Instagram, not on TikTok, it's private on TikTok, but on Instagram, this woman is mental. She walking around, she making videos and carrying dead birds. She done stabbed people before and all of this. Anytime I see a girl with a name like Phoenix Rising or Sun Moon Stars or something like that, I automatically start getting a little bit antsy around her, like, oh man, this is different. Because see, I like earthy women, but I don't like the type of earthy women that is always against the system and switching their hair up and changing the colors 8 different times in 1 month and wearing wigs all the time. And this chick was wearing Chucky masks and all of this other type of stuff. And so when I seen her and when I started going through her social media and I started seeing people defending her, that just told me that there's just as many psychopath people out there just like her that didn't have the courage to do it. And her previous stabbing was probably the precursor that continued to give her the courage and the desensitizing in order to do it again. When people commit crimes, heinous crimes, like stabbing somebody to death, and like they not tripping about it, they don't show no remorse, either they've done something before that wasn't as serious that led up to it, or they've desensitized themselves to the point to where they make it okay. Us regular citizens and everyday human beings, we look at this and we say, this is crazy. Why would anybody do this? When we see certain things, we turn away. Ugh. Certain movies and certain things that we can't see. Even they used to have that show where Joe Rogan was hosting, like the nastiest, craziest junk, where they used to do all of that stuff. I never watched it. I didn't want to see worms and bugs and spiders crawling all over anybody's head and junk like that. Whatever that is, like Fear Factor. I think it was called Fear Factor. I never watched Fear Factor because it's like, I'm just not, like, I like zombie movies, I like horror movies, but I don't like I can't get to the point to where I'm so desensitized. I can't get to that point. And most of the time, these type of people, this is not their first time journeying into the realm of darkness. And these people have a demonic spirit upon them that's chokeholding him. You know what I'm saying? And so now that we able to deep dive, and this is why I like to be a little bit more reserved and not always be the first person to react unless I find the facts, because I can learn a lot more about it. But this woman is crazy.
Now, she's accused of plotting the murder of her manager at a McDonald's in East Point, and now she's being held on a bond set at $25 million. The
26-year-old East Point woman faced a judge today as the family of the victim, Jennifer Harris, comes to grips with the tragic end to her life. Harris was stabbed to death Thursday morning at the McDonald's at 9 Mile and Schroeder in East Point.
7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Olsenida was inside the courtroom today when the suspect was formally charged with first-degree premeditated murder, and we learned of her violent past.
New details coming out in court on Friday about the gruesome and what prosecutors say was a calculated way to take the life of a mother of 6 and hardworking employee here at McDonald's. The suspect pleading not guilty to a multitude of charges, including first-degree murder.
See, and look, this is the thing. People are being pushed to extremes. This is a single mother response right here. This is a female response. This, to me, right here, this response is a lack of accountability. No, I'm not a monster. No, I didn't stab somebody before. No, I don't have a history of killing birds and all of this stuff. It's that people are being pushed to extremes. It's the system. It's capitalism. Capitalism has never made me do no demonic behavior like kill somebody and stab them or do some crap like that. What do you mean pushing to extremes? This ain't normal. What are you talking about? Yo, listen, as bad as y'all think that y'all have it because y'all just coddled and weak. I'm going to just be honest with you. When I wake up in the morning and I sit there and I complain about, oh man, I got to pay all of these property taxes, I realize, you know what? I'm so freaking blessed. Like, I am so... Like, we super blessed here. And as bad as you think that you got it, I don't care if you in the hood. I don't care if you was raised in the projects. I promise you, you are 10 times better than the rest of the world. Man, they only paying me $20 an hour. They paying $13 a day over in Mexico. Picking oranges in the sun. No health care coverage, no nothing. Why you think they trying to get over here? As much as they try to make it seem like, oh man, America is really going downhill, man. We on a winning streak like crazy. We got the best everything. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. We are in the best space possible. At the end of the day, 98, 99% of most people's problems are self-inflicted. You chose to get that woman pregnant. She chose to open up her legs to you. You chose to trick off in school. Cause see, a lot of y'all just was acting up in school. And so now you think that everybody is supposed to make you feel good, but your teacher and your parents told you, hey man, you got to do good in school. You got to focus. No, you wanted to skip. You wanted to go steal from the corner store. You wanted to go hang out with your home. See, you forgot that part because we got a, what have you done for me now lately mentality. You forgot that you didn't want to do your homework and you wanted to play video games all day. So now when they paying you $7 an hour in order to go and get the fries and put them in the bag, you want to sit here and say it's the system's fault. No, you was a dumbass and you didn't want to do what you were supposed to do. So when the kids that did what they were supposed to do took care of business and they warned you, hey fam, you probably want to focus. Hey, stop clowning around in school so much. You wanted to be the class clown. Keep picking your boogers and eating them every day in order for people to laugh. Oh man, he's so funny. Okay, cool. Cool. You wanted to be the fool. You did the fool. Now you live the fool. They kept telling you, hey family, go to school. Oh man, I'm at college for the hoes. Okay, cool. You got it. You got it. You got it. Man, it's the system's fault. No, you was a dummy in school intentionally. You wanted to be a part of the cool kids club. They caught you because you was the slowest one out of the corner store, still in the bag of hot Cheetos. And now you can't get a job because they keep looking at you and it's a misdemeanor on your record. You was the dummy.
She stabbed the victim multiple times, up to possibly as many as 15 times, eventually causing her death.
Prosecution laying out the gruesome details of how 39-year-old Jennifer Jamma Harris lost her life at her place of work at the East Point McDonald's near 9 Mile and Schroeder Thursday morning. The suspect accused of her murder, 26-year-old East Point resident Afeni Muhammad, appearing in court virtually pleading not guilty. Her attorney arguing that Muhammad has had a difficult past.
She was in an extremely abusive relationship that was not only mental but physical.
Detectives say Thursday morning Muhammad was sent home from work early. Before leaving, she told her manager and the victim that she'll be back.
When Muhammad returned to stab Harris, she entered the back entrance with a hooded mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity and attempted to flee the scene after the stabbing, but was stopped by an armed customer.
East Point police tell me in their investigation they also considered the suspect's social media posts where she is seen waving around a knife in one Instagram video and discussing being sent home early by Jennifer Harris in previous incidents.
But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that.
Dude.
You know what I noticed? And later on at the end of the show, I'm going to show you exactly what happens in a lot of these fast food places. I will tell you definitively, I will tell you with everything in me, that the last thing that a person, a manager, an owner wants to do is send somebody home early. It's the last thing that we want to do, especially at a fast food place, because it is hard to find good help. So usually if you are a person that winds up getting sent home early, you insubordinate, you can't be told what to do, you keep on messing up people's orders, you can't be controlled, like you brought whoever you was into work, and so we took you the lowest common denominator. Okay, so listen, you got the starter job and you still can't get yourself together. Usually you doing something that's wrong, severely wrong. Ain't nobody just sending you home just because they sending you home. Ain't nobody just getting you gone. It's hard to, because you got to run a lot of those jobs by yourself. You got to keep hiring people. You got to keep doing all of this other stuff. Man, don't nobody want to send you home. We want consistency. We want people to keep on coming in, doing what they're supposed to do. We want to make sure that they will work with you. Go to McDonald's. They be trying to make you a store manager immediately. They be trying to make you an assistant manager, store manager, grow you up. Hey, man, you want to go and get on the pathway. I know people that's been working for McDonald's the last 20, 30 years. If you get sent home multiple days in a row, chances are you a real trash employee. A real trash employee. So now, this young lady is sitting in the cell. Look at her mugshot right here. It's the mugshot right here. She's sitting in the cell. Hopefully she got to spend the rest of her life in prison. And she even got videos. Go to her Instagram. She got videos of her sitting in the playscape. I'm not kidding you. She has videos of her sitting in the playscape, crazy, with the Chucky mask on. She inside of her job in the playscape with the Chucky mask on. What's wrong with y'all? She over there clowning off in the storage room where all of the fries is at and stuff. She's supposed to be going to get papers to wrap up the Big Macs in and wrap up the quarter pounders with cheese, and she in there playing on Instagram and stuff. I said, what is wrong with this? And y'all making excuses? Some people get pushed. Man, get out the playscape. That's for the kids. Get what you doing in the playscape? With your shoes on. And y'all want to make excuses for them. Okay, you hire them then. You give them a job. You give them a job. Couldn't believe some of the stuff I was seeing. But that's the world that we live in, bro. That is the world that, and what's worse is that you have people actually making excuses and justifying it, saying that the lady, they say that the mother that was working every single day, she wasn't out here selling drugs. She wasn't selling her body. I may not necessarily agree with the fact that she got a man that was in prison, but she wasn't doing nothing illegally. I can disagree with your life choices, but I don't necessarily disagree with the fact that you working and you taking care of business and you being responsible. She ain't asked nobody for no handouts. She wasn't on welfare. She was taking care of her kids. She was working every day. She was going to work. She was grinding. She was hustling. And she didn't ask nobody for nothing. And she don't have no bad reputation or anything like that. Yeah, she made bad choices in men and all of that stuff, but she was grinding and she had a job. And so you doing it legally, I can't sit there and say that you deserve to die because Because an employee disagreed with the fact that, what? So somebody can stab you? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. So it's messed up. It is. It is a messed up situation. Again, prayers up for the family, and I hope that the people that are actually trying to justify this nonsense come and figure out their life. All right. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats. Kisme says, AD, if you coming out here to Cali, you got to shave the beard. No beards on the beach, dog. We would love to have you. Let me tell you something. I'm never shaving my beard. What, you want me to look like a fool? You want me to look dumb out here? Let me tell you something. One thing that we not going to do, I shave a few pounds, but I'm not shaving my beard. We not going barefaced it no more. That is over, Kisme. That's over. No. To the day I die, I'm always going to have a beard, baby. Beard gang is here. You could forget it. You could forget it. You trying to have me out here looking like a newscaster? I'm not going to let you trick me out of my beard. No way, Jose. No way. You trying to have me out here looking like a fool. You trying to make me liberal. Hey, you see how they try to do you in California, chat? Chat, do y'all see how they trying to do you in California? They already trying to turn you liberal. They want you to start looking sassy already. They want you to go back to liberal AD. Liberal AD was minimal on the beard. We not doing that no more. No beard, Anton turns liberal. Oh, trying to have me talking with a lisp. Boy, get on out of here for that. Beards are all beard gang all day long. She was born a demon. I blame her mother. We don't even know who her mother or her family is. Jerry says, black people always defending the crazy BS. Facts, Jerry. I agree with you. You can't just not work on your day you're supposed to and expect to come in on a day off to make up for it. People that work these days think that they can do anything that they want and it's okay. Too entitled and crazy. I agree with you, Jason 18. You are 100% correct. Howie, what up, Howie Brown says, in my 15th floor view of everyday people in my neighborhood, mental health is an epidemic. I avoid the people around me 90% of the time. I'm with it. I'm with you. They call me Mr. Bibbs, says new profile picture. Shout out to Mr. Bibbs. We like that. I got my Molly goggles on. I finally had a chance to see the topic with Molly. Good morning, Molly. You are completely wrong. What? So you decided to come on the Millionaire Morning Show to talk about Molly. And we're not even talking about anything relationship related yet. I got you, Mr. Bibbs. Y'all obsessed. Y'all are obsessed with this girl. Y'all are obsessed with this girl. What is it? What is it? What is it? Haven't mentioned her. Didn't bring nothing up. What is up? Why are y'all obsessed with her so much? I don't know. Y'all know that show was back on Friday. It's Monday, right? I don't know why they so obsessed with this girl. They are obsessed with this girl. It's something about her. I guess she the it thing. She got that it factor, I guess. I said it. She got that it factor. Anyways, bro, now that you have finally experienced the beauty of Cali, can we get a meetup scheduled here? I want to meet you and all of my fellow bag chasers. I absolutely can. Park Ave says, I was an AGM at the restaurant for 2 years, and some of these employees are really insane. You was assistant general manager, and it was really insane. Man, it's crazy out here. Spoiled behavior is diabolical. Facts, Chris Cunningham. Toon Soon in the building says people panhandling in the USA make more money than people selling fruit in El Salvador. That's true too. I got mad at a guy and I almost wanted to say, man, you got to get a job, bro. How old are you? 24? And you sitting out here with a sign? If she were white, ninjas would be screaming Black Lives Matters. In the gym right now trying to save that 20 pounds. I feel you, Eric Harris. We all on that same train, big dog. I got the Molly goggles on my website selling for $29.99 with the $29.98 discount. Strongest Nerd says y'all got Molly derangement syndrome. Pitiful. Molly is at Raw Coke. AD, you ain't know. I see. AD looking to the Indy mass shooting. Story is bigger than what you covered. This is the third child the mother lost due to the gun violence. Well, send it to me in my email and I'll cover it. Send it to me in my email and I'll cover it. All right. Email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. I don't know why people love her so much, but because I think that sometimes hate is really a form of love. Grayway in the building says it's the Molly Millionaire Derailment Show. People love this girl. They love her. And you know what's so funny about her is that she the one that's the least visible when it comes to social media and all of that. She's the only one that don't put out no Instagram, that ain't got nothing on Facebook. She come in here, talk. She was apprehensive about jumping on the panel because she was like, yo, Anton, I'm just chilling. I'm just here to support you. And then the only thing she do is do YouTube with me, and then people is just like, oh, her. And I'm like, what is going on with it? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it, bro. The least visible want the least amount of attention is the people. I'm going to tell her to just sit there and look pretty. I'm going to tell her for the next 2 weeks, just sit there and look pretty and just slow motion. Crazy. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. But in the light of this whole situation, before we get into everything else, including the budget, I want to get into the Epstein files. I want to get into everything that's going on. I want to get into the layoffs and all of this stuff. Before that, I want to just have this conversation because I believe, and I kind of talked about this on the Anton Daniels channel, I believe that part of what we have going on, and I'm not even having this conversation from a relationship perspective, I'm having this conversation from a logical perspective. I believe that in most instances where women are raising children alone, I believe that that is a form of abuse. Yep, do exactly what you're doing, Molly. I believe that in most instances, not all, but in most instances, women raising children alone, whether you want to blame it on the man, whether you want to blame it on the woman, whatever it is, I believe that women raising children alone is a form of abuse. I believe that women getting pregnant, understanding that the man is not going to play a role in a child's life is a form of abuse.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are thinking about getting an abortion, if you feel like you need that abortion, if you think that abortion is going to be the best thing for you, you need to get that abortion. I don't care who say they're going to be there for you. I don't care what type of help people think they're going to give you. Get that fucking abortion. If that's what's in your heart, if that's what's in your head, I don't care about your religion. I don't care how bad it hurts. I am telling you, get that fucking abortion.
So here's my question, all right? Here's my question. How come when we have these conversations that the narrative is never, I don't care what happens, I don't care what, no matter what nobody tells you. Close your legs and don't get pregnant. I am getting a flood of emails of people sending me a similar sentiment from people that are from women. Let's just be honest, from women. I don't get zero videos from men about this subject. It's all from women. They are all saying the same thing. It's hard out here. Oh my God, I'm tired of struggling. This and that, so on and so forth. But they never say, don't get with the dusty man. Don't open up your legs to people that's not married to you. Don't let a dude skeet in you that's not doing it. Don't not get pregnant and none of this stuff. They only say, I don't care what anybody tells you to do, get the abortion. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are y'all not just listening? Look, the best form of maintenance is preventative. The best form of maintenance is preventative. Be careful of who you then lay with, who you hang around, who you put yourself in a position to be. You don't have to be reactive. Forget getting bad news and trying to figure out how you can solve the bad news. Don't even be in a position to get bad news in the first place. We never say, hey, make them use a condom. Don't get pregnant. Vet more effectively. Try to get married before you have a child. None of that stuff. They are always saying, and then they try to use this as, oh my God, see, this is why we need to, my body, my choice, women need choices and all of that other stuff. I don't even care about that right now because that's up to the different states that you live in. You can vote on that. But my thing is, how come we're not having better conversations in the community of how you can prevent, because let's be clear, this message, in my opinion, is well heard. All women across the globe that just so happen to be Black, African American, however you want to put it, they absolutely have been listening to this message and they've been having this conversation a long time. You know how I know? Because Planned Parenthood is booming. Planned Parenthood is booming. On my way in here today, I'm driving by, and you know, I see the same old. They got the hood on. They walking in by themselves because it's a Planned Parenthood close by. And so I passed by it on the way in here and I never noticed it. I really never noticed it. You know how you don't notice the things that's around you until you drive by it enough or something happens to where you start paying attention. It's kind of like a car, right? When you buy a car, you be like, man, this is fly. And then when you buy it, you start noticing every other car on the road that's just like yours. Like, man, I never noticed this many cars before. It's just like that. But it wasn't until we started having conversations and the Democrats started saying that my body, my choice, all of this stuff, that I started actually paying attention to the fact that it was one right across the street. Now, every time I drive by it, when I see people going into it, it's the same demographic every single time. It's the same demographic every single time. Never have been in a position to where I had to tell a person, oh man, you know you ain't keeping it right. You know you ain't keeping it right. I had one conversation in my entire life. One. On my father's grave. I remember I was talking to a girl back in the day. And obviously I was much younger. And so, you know, just different conversations, talking on the phone. And I was like, you know, man, you know, I'm not even ready, even remotely, to even start thinking about a kid. And you know how you pose a hypothetical, what would you do if you was to get pregnant? And she told me straight up, this is what she said. She said, oh, I'm definitely having that baby. And I was like, what you mean? I was like, you wouldn't even think about it? Because, you know, this is liberal AD. This is older AD or younger AD. You wouldn't even think about it? She was like, no. You wouldn't even have a say in it. We definitely having that kid. And immediately I was like, that was a reality check because I had already grew up thinking and knowing to myself, I'm not having any children out of wedlock. And if I have a kid, I am going to stay with the mother of that kid and raise that child. And if me and the mother just so happen to not really know, not get along or whatever, we gonna stay together until that child is a big kid, is grown, driving, getting to it. Then we may be able to refigure some stuff out because anything we do at that point doesn't affect the child. But that was a reality check for me. I'm like, okay, well, all right. I was like, word. She was like, word. I was like, And I asked her, I said, so, why would you not even have that conversation with me? And she said, oh, because I don't believe in that. That's against my religion and all of this other stuff. And I said, okay, cool. I said, but it's not, I didn't say this out loud because I wasn't as incendiary as I am now. I said, but it's not it's not outside your religion to get buzzed down. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you gonna pick and choose a religion. But that was my reality check. And I realized that even though it may not be fair for her to make that decision by herself, the law says that she could. And so I made a decision proactively, not you. No. I don't want no parts of it. Ain't no need in fighting you. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not going to try to figure out how I can give you some money in order to get it. And if you didn't get it and you didn't get it, and I'm not going to family court law. I'm not doing none of that. You can forget it, big dog. It's not happening. Sober me up. She was gorgeous too. Gorgeous. Sober me right on up. She went from an 8 in my mind to a 1, to a 0. Didn't even want to talk to her. And I respect her for it, but I respect myself and my ability to be able to control what my circumstances and what my life is going to be more. I had a lot of respect. She went from an 8 to a 1 in my mind. Nah, you bad, but you ain't that bad. Nope. I'm out. Never talk to her again after that day.
There is no fucking help out here, G. There is no help. I don't give a fuck. I don't even care about the comments that y'all leave. I swear to God, I don't. I swear. I am so fucking tired. I have never been this fucking tired in my life. I have been depressed before. I've been suicidal before. Hell, I didn't have suicide attempts before. I've never been this tired in my life. I just want to give up so fucking bad. Get that fucking abortion. If you feel you need that fucking abortion, get that fucking abortion. Because when you are asked out, you have no fucking help. And you have depleted, you have asked everybody, you have went to every corner, you've done everything. Gee, I am fucking working. I make good money. I am not a fucking bum. Get that fucking abortion. If you think you need that abortion. I love my baby so much. And I do not regret having him. But I feel so fucked up for bringing him into this fucking world. This piss poor ass fucking world with these cruel ass people and this shitty ass economy. I don't know why the things happen that happen.
I'm sorry, I'm muted. I'm sorry. I'm gonna focus on catching myself quicker with the mute button too. You know how I said you know what, what? That was perfect. Let me give myself a round of applause. You know why that was perfect? Because I cursed and I said something crazy, and then I caught myself and I was actually apologizing to you guys and for cursing, and I was telling you what my new standards were for cursing, but you guys didn't hear me curse, so it actually worked out. Yay! It all worked out. The mute button actually worked out in my benefit on that one. But no, what I was saying when I cursed was I said that because I was apologizing to y'all for cursing. But what I was saying was that, first of all, I'm not going to not curse. All right? I'm not going to not curse. So I don't want to create any false expectations. But I'm going to make a concerted effort to curse less, number one. And number two, when I do, then it's probably going to be a situation where I really got to emphasize a point and I'm fed up, or I got to just really say some stuff. But I am going to make a concerted effort for every word not to be F, S, B, all of this other stuff, right? Even when I'm going off on somebody, I'm going to make a more concerted effort not to curse regularly and to be more sporadic when I do, because sometimes I just got to say it because it just hits different. But I'm going to make a better effort to control my tongue because I should be able to control myself more effectively. All right. So let me say that, number one. But number two, do you know how you know when you messed up? Is when the economy is booming and you say you got a good job and you sitting here crying on the internet.
And that led me here. I don't know. I don't know why they took my place away. I don't know why they threw my things out of my apartment and I was paying my rent. I don't know why that shit was done to me 2 months after having a C-section. I don't know. I have been praying. I have been letting go. I have been walking away. I have been doing the hard work. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I don't want my baby hearing this bullshit. Get the fucking abortion. Get the abortion.
Hey, imagine you growing up and you seeing this video from your mama one day. Imagine you growing up and you seeing this video from your mother one day. Crazy.
Just get the abortion. Don't listen to what nobody says. Yes, swear to God. Because this shit, this single mom shit, nobody can prepare you for this shit. Nobody can prepare you for this shit. And you think you're gonna have support from women? From women?
Crash out.
The bitches are going to eat you the fuck up. They don't give a fuck about us. They laughing in our faces. They're making comments and posts and videos about how dumb we are. And we chose this life.
At least she's self-aware.
And then the men. And then those fucked up ass men.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't get to this point, so I'm looking at this in real time and realizing that she's going this way, just like you guys.
We live in a sick-ass world. I am telling you, get the fucking abortion. Your baby does not deserve this shit. Your baby deserves so much better than this piss-poor-ass world we live in. This shit is fucked up. I'm tired. I don't have anything positive to say, and I'm not sorry for it.
Cool. So, ladies, let this be a warning to all of those that is considering getting with a man. No, you know what? I'm going to save that for the next portion of the show. But again, I believe, and I stand on this 10 toes down, I believe that women that are raising children alone and men that are putting women in a position to raise children alone, that is a form of abuse. I do. I believe that is a form of abuse. We have to start taxing people more or penalizing people more. And I'm talking about both the man and the woman that choose to separate instead of us giving rewards for people having a bunch of children out of wedlock. I believe that we should either start penalizing or we should start actually rewarding people that do it the right way. It's got to be another way that the system can work that incentivizes people to do it the right way. But anyways, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to get into one more story before we get into this Trump Epstein thing. Master Irrigation says, why the F they hiring room 9s? Because it ain't nobody else to hire, bro. They call me Mr. Bibbs, says, I like Molly. I think she's extremely smart and pretty, and she's cool with me. I just like messing with her. I don't like listen, Mr. Bibbs, don't not like somebody. Be cool with everybody. You could it's okay to disagree with people, but don't not like people unless they've done something to you personally. You know what I'm saying? Chase Barnes says, happy Monday, AD and peeps. With all of the Molly talk, I can't help to hear her affectionate giggle. She does. Yeah, she don't even raise her voice or nothing, and people be hating on her. I can't stand crying. You crazy, Master Irrigation. Mr. Joe says these are the same people that'll claim black people are oppressed. Meanwhile, they're killing their offspring. P. Shank says, good morning, Anton Daniels. Mr. Anton Daniels in the room now. Thank you. What's up, P. Shank? Mr. Joe says the most dangerous place for a black baby is the mother's womb, says April Chapman. Turtle Island says she blames society for her choices. I agree. Eric Harris says now it's the sisterhood's fault and men's fault and everybody's fault. It's never. I didn't see anybody say, "Hey, I messed up. I did it the wrong way." It's all everybody else's fault. Info 671 says y'all are proudly putting warning caution signs on y'all forehead with these videos. Keep it up. Nichelle says she just skipped the abstinence, condoms, birth control, AD. Imagine talking about how you would do anything in the world for your child, but not stay with your baby daddy. That's crazy. Yeah, where is the baby daddy? I didn't even think about that. Chris Cunningham says, do people not know that pregnancy comes with territory of having sex? We don't know. We so confused. Master Irrigation says, I've been a single dad since my son was born. It was fun, exciting as F. Raising him solo. Now he's 14 and I'm teaching him how to run my company. Where the mother at though? You still need that nurturing spirit. Anyways, let's continue. So we're going to go on a trend. After this, we're going to tap into the whole Trump, Epstein, Pam Bondi situation. But let's go down this path. A man kills his girlfriend after being released from jail. Days after being released from jail. Let's get into it, y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon tonight.
Back, a Maryland family mourning after their loved one was allegedly shot and killed by the father of her children days after getting released from jail.
Investigators now trying to piece together what happened after the domestic violence incident. Fox 5's Tisha Lewis joining us live from Landover with more on this case. Hi, Tisha.
Hi there, and lawmakers saying that today is a tough day because they are talking about this case. Police identifying the victim as 29-year-old Sharita Criswell. Her deceased body found in that apartment complex across the street behind me. The accused killer, no stranger.
I said, I'm going to tell you, don't ever put your hands on my daughter again or we're going to have a problem. He said, Ma, I'm sorry and I love you. I love your daughter. I'll never do it again. 4 days later, he killed my baby. I can't believe he did this to the mother of his kids.
Y'all ready to leave the streets alone or no? The culprit is always the same person. The culprit is always the same person. It's not like y'all don't know who they are. Dreadhead. Trances is he a dreadhead? I know that y'all don't like me saying that. But I can't sit here and ignore the fact that every single suspect, every single man that goes to jail for beating up on a chick, chances is, or killing his baby mama when he gets out of jail, that they all are the same. It's the same person every single time. And Anton, it ain't every. I ain't say it was every dreadhead. I said that the man is probably dreadhead, tats, all over his neck and his body, wife beater. It's the same dude. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Black lips, dreads, tats on his neck. All the same person. That's your future baby daddy right there. Bless Kendall says, I'm sorry, AD hate, but don't put this on us. I'm not putting it on you. I'm telling you to get your fellow dreadheads in order because y'all going to jail on a regular basis, getting out and killing your baby mamas.
An emotional moment there for Jerice McCotter, saying her daughter's boyfriend turned accused killer, 32-year-old Harry Lindsay, was recently arrested for trying to strangle her daughter, 29-year-old Sharita Criswell. In that case, just 4 days prior, Lindsay was released over prosecutors' objections that he should be held without bond. Just days after being released, Lindsay is accused of fatally shooting Criswell, his girlfriend and mother of their 2 daughters. Lindsay is now charged in connection with her murder that reportedly took place on Saturday afternoon inside an apartment here on Stratford Way in Landover. When police and first responders arrived, Criswell was already dead. At a news conference today, newly elected County Executive Aisha Braveboy focused on the dangers of domestic violence and the need for incarceration of abusers who commit violence against family and intimate partners.
I handled several of these cases every single year. Families who were victimized by the death of a loved one. But it was those deaths that occurred at the hands of people who the victim knew and was supposed to be loved and cared for by the victim that hurt the most. And I always wonder, what could we have done differently?
Pick different.
Tiege, what more do we know about how Harry Lindsay was apprehended?
Lindsay was apprehended on Sunday in Capitol Heights, and police saying that they used surveillance video to track him down. He was on the run until they were able to nab him. He's now being held without bond. County Executive Aisha Braveboy saying that this is a homicide that should have never happened. Residents in the area not comfortable talking about this violent and deadly encounter on camera. Coming up at 5, though, we will hear from the victim's sister.
It's stupid because we already know exactly what it is. We know who it is, what they gonna do. Have y'all ever went to the gas station? I went to the gas station to fill up the rental car before I came back on Sunday, and I seen a couple that seemed like they was having a little bit of a kerfuffle, inside of the gas station, and it's the same old, same old. It's the same old, same old. They wasn't in the car. They didn't even have a car. They had a kid with them. They were walking, and they was getting into it while they was walking. They got into it while they was in the gas station, and they got into it when they left the gas station. And he was a dreadhead, and he had on a wife beater, and she was a pretty girl. And they apparently the stroller was a little straggly that they was pushing. It wasn't even like one of them real strollers, like the good strollers. It was like one of them flimsy ones where the kid, you get tired of carrying the kid, and so you put them in them little play strollers that probably was for the dolls. And so the kid was looking up, and I'm like, this is so dumb. But I mind my business. I stay out of it. I mind my business. But you already know. I can see it a mile away. I see the people. I can see struggle. I can see success. I can see domestic abuse. I can see problems. I can see breakups. And I don't know if it's just real foresight that I have or insight that I'm leveraging in order to use foresight. I could see unemployment on people. I could see brokenness. I could see pretending to be getting it, but don't really have it. I could see all of that. And you can make that judgment really quickly. I could tell if a chick is for the streets and if she a hoe. The minute that I meet her. Within the minute that I meet her. And that's why I be wondering the guys, and they be like, man, you don't know. You never know. You don't know. Man, I know. You don't know. I can look at her and tell right away. Child support all day long. She gonna be busting it down for a real one. She got 3 dudes that she talking to right now, and all of them are continuing to fund her lifestyle. You can see it on them. It's all in the patterns. It's profiling. I should have been in the FBI. You could see it on them. You could see it all over them. Within 2 minutes of meeting, talking, or not even meeting and talking, you can observe certain things, and I could see a group of guys, for example, right? I could see a group of guys, and let's say they all hanging out and they young dudes, right? I could tell the dude that's the leader. I could tell the dudes that's the followers. I could tell the ones that's not supposed to be there. I could see the dudes that's supposed to be at home that was probably raised in a good home, or maybe he wasn't raised in a good home, but I could tell the dudes that probably got a solid parental system and father in their life, and that they out there hanging out with people that they're not supposed to. I could tell the guy that ain't got nothing to lose, that's leading the group, versus the dudes that's following, wanting to go along and get along. I could see it in his body. He apprehensive. He don't really want to do it. You can tell. You can see it. And I don't know if it's just from being from where you from or seeing both sides in corporate America. I could tell in the interview when a person walk in, I immediately know if they can actually do the job or not. I can tell when people are fronting, as far as when they come into the interview trying to stumble their way through and pretend like they know what they're talking about. I could tell the people that can do the job that just don't know the lingo. I could see it all over them. And in the same way that I could look at all of that, I can look at a woman and I can look at a guy and I could tell if they're in a dusty situation, domestic violence, all of that. I could tell if your man really love you, even if he not with you. I could look at y'all together and tell whether or not y'all really rock with each other all day long. It's so easy. It's so easy. When these dudes used to come up on a panel on Wednesday night, I already knew. Yeah, man. Yeah, you right, man. These hoes. And I'd be like, man, what you really got going on? Like, don't co-sign because you just mad at your baby mama. What'd you do? I can already see it. And so if I can see this, you're telling me that you're having trouble discerning whether or not he's going to still be there with you after you have his child. You can't tell. You can't tell the difference between a man that would be a good father versus a man that don't want you anymore. Is that what we're saying on social media? Is these the type of conversations that we're having, and that you're having trouble discerning the men that you should sleep with and bust it open for a real one? The guy that said that he want to have you, that you want you to have his baby, you can't tell the difference. You having trouble discerning? Is that what we saying? All of y'all are having a very difficult time figuring out whether or not this guy is going to stick around after you get you pregnant. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Immediately stop it. When my daughter started liking a little boy, and she told me, I was like, So let me see his social media. I looked at it. Said, all right, don't drive to school tomorrow. I'm going to come up there and I want to see. I looked at him. I seen how he was interacting and all of that, and the type of crew he was with and the friends and all of that. I said, he trying to holler at you? She said, yeah. I said, nope. He not it. She said, what do you see? What do you see? What? I said, Les, he going to be in trouble. I said, that boy is trouble. He all trouble. And this is one of the reasons why you got a father in your life. She said, okay. All right. She told him the next day, no, you know what? I want to focus on school and whatever. She came to me the very next day right after that and was like, Dad, this dude is going crazy. I said, what you mean he going crazy? She said, because I don't want to give too many details. She said, you know, he crashing out and he going crazy and he angry about it and all of this other type of stuff. And I said, that's cool. I'm going to come up there. I'm going to talk to his parents. I went and talked to his dad. I went and called his father. I said, hey, man, you need to get your son, bro. I don't know if you know who he is and how he moving, but if it's a problem between, you know, I'm coming to you first because I'm going to let you know that it's not going to go that way. End of discussion. Over. Never no conversation, none of that. This is why young girls need fathers in their life, because I could see it before it even happens. I could see it before it happens. This is why girls need fathers in their lives. This is why you need two parents. And I'm so glad that I have a tight relationship with my daughter, because everything comes through me. Everything comes through me. Nah, you don't need to be focusing on that. Listen, you see how he would have messed up your life? Yeah, Dad. Okay, cool. Focus on Taekwondo. We got a competition coming up. Let's get to this money. Let's do this. You ready to go shopping, baby? Yeah, let's go shopping. Having fun. Man, nobody got time for that nonsense. Getting caught up. I said, if I don't get anything right in my life, if I don't get anything, if I mess up everything, if I mess up social media, if I mess up my own life, if I wind up messing up in whatever the possibility could be, if I had messed up everything in my life, the one thing that I vowed that I was going to get right is being a good father. The one thing that I vowed that I was going to get right was being a huge impact in my daughter's life. She don't go nowhere without me. I'm going to every state. I'm going to every city. I want to know what the hell is going on. I'm going to play roles. If I need to make more money, I can make more money, whatever. But you're going to really, really have this bubble surrounding you, and I'm going to be the one that's controlling it. It's been times in my life where I was thinking to myself, man, I just really don't want to be here. As far as like, you know, life circumstances, my father had died. You know what I'm saying? And you start questioning your purpose for living and all of this stuff. You look at that little girl and you like, nope, nothing else matters. Whatever I got to do to stay focused. They get you through it, man. Purpose gets you through it. Kids get you through it. If you really are participatory in their life, they'll get you through it. Kids sometimes give you the motivation to get through and to push forward when everything else is going wrong. They're not supposed to hold you back. They're supposed to motivate you. Nah, you know what? I got to make sure. I got to get it through. I got to take care of business. I can't have them out there looking dumb. It'll get you through it. I'm being real with you. I'm going to be 100 with you. It'll get you through it. It'll get you through. Gotta push. Gotta push. Gotta see it through. Push, push, push. And if you are not ready and prepared to live that life, do not have children. You don't have to have children just because everybody else did it. If you're not ready to live that life, if you're not willing to do everything you can for the next 20 years, at least 20 to 30, I'm going to say 20 to 30. If you're not willing to allocate 20 to 30 years of your life to prioritize that thing first, and why I say 20 to 30, because I don't consider a kid grown when they're 20, but they may be mature enough to not need as much nurturing and having a chains on them and, you know, having you so focused on every microscopic focus on all of the details and stuff like that. They may need to stay with you up until they 30, 32, 33, 34 years old. Live in the house, hey, but you don't have to have as much, you know, control over their lives once they get past 18, 19, 20, but you still got that covering on them. If you're not willing to allocate and dedicate 20 to 30 years of your life towards somebody taking priority and precedence over you, don't have children. Don't do it just because everybody else is doing. Don't do it because your mama did it. Don't do it because your daddy. That it ain't. You're gonna have to make a commitment for the next 20 to 30 years. If that's not what you want to do, then get out the way and just go and enjoy your life. And ain't nobody gonna hold you accountable for not having children. That's it. That's it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read a couple of super chats. Solomon Gully says, I don't understand why millions of people hop on social media telling their personal business, because people are addicted. They're addicted to attention. They're addicted to likes. They're addicted to dopamine. Do women still get their tubes tied like in the 70s and 80s? Yep, they sure do, Just Christian. Ash says, dreadheads, I call them mop heads, ninjas with attitudes. You crazy, Ash. Call me Mr. Bibb says, don't know if this is on topic, but I just looked up the percentage of abortions by black women and what is wrong with us. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. It is. But anyways, let's get into Trump, y'all. Pam Bondi, Trump is defending Pam Bondi over this whole Epstein thing, and it doesn't seem like it's going away. So make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get it.
President Trump brought Attorney General Pam Bondi along last night and gave her a thumbs up as he attended the FIFA Club World Cup final, even as some of his most fervent supporters are accusing her of a cover-up.
I don't think he realizes how much she's humiliated the administration. This is a self-inflicted wound. She caused it. Again, I have nothing against Pam Bondi, but if you want to look for the villain in this story, we have found her.
Over the weekend, Trump wrote that Bondi is doing a, quote, fantastic job, and told his supporters, we're on Team MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. Some of Trump's supporters...
Let me back up for a second. I want to address this really quickly. Megyn Kelly has been going off the rails a lot lately, and I'm going to tell you what I think is really happening with Megyn Kelly, all right? I believe that Megyn Kelly is afraid to say what she really want to say because she don't want to get on Trump's bad side. And so what she's doing, her and several other people, because if you're going to say it, just say it with your chest. Pam Bondi is moving at the direction of her boss, which is the president of the United States of America. And this is why you have to be careful of people that are that don't have the ability to be objective 100%. Now, I stated what my position was on this whole situation, but Megyn Kelly don't really want to say what she want to say because I think that she's still trying to hold a position of power and trying to maintain some form because of all of the things that she said and done in the past. And so instead of her just saying, you know what, I don't agree with this and I do agree with that, she don't really want to say nothing to Trump. And so she's attacking everybody around it. Pam Bondi is doing exactly what Pam Bondi was hired to do. So Megyn Kelly is out here on these panels, on these platforms, saying a lot of wild stuff, but she don't really want to put her chest out there, but she want to pretend like she really holding people accountable. I don't see it.
And I have nothing against Pam Bondi, but if you want to look for the villain in this story, we have found her.
Over the weekend, Trump wrote that Bondi is doing a, quote, fantastic job, and told his supporters, we're on Team MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. Some of Trump's supporters are blaming Bondi for the administration's decision not to release more information related to the investigation of Jeffrey Epstein, the accused sex trafficker who was found dead in his jail cell in an apparent suicide in 2019. Trump, like many other New York celebrities, had some association with Epstein. This video of Trump with Epstein is from 1992. When Epstein was arrested in 2019, Trump said they had previously had a falling out and had not spoken in 15 years. It was Attorney General Bondi who set expectations earlier this year that the DOJ and FBI files on Epstein would be released.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
But in a big reversal, the DOJ and FBI have now announced the end of their investigation, writing that a review found, quote, no incriminating client list and, quote, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed anyone, and confirming that he had died by suicide.
No matter what anybody tells me, nobody will ever convince me. and I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't even care about the client list. But if I'm just going to review this because this is a hot topic and people want me to talk about it, then I will tell you my honest to God thoughts. Nobody could ever convince me that he killed himself in jail. I don't believe it. You'll never convince me that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself in jail. Not going for it. Never going for it. Not going for it. So I don't know what parts are cover-ups and I don't know what parts aren't. You could make the argument and say, well, why would Trump make that directive to say that, to go through it and review it if it was something that was incriminating? Is it a possibility that there's some very, very powerful people that said, listen, man, put this to rest. We don't really want to talk about it no more. I know that y'all said that y'all was going to investigate and release some names or whatever, but we want y'all to make this to go away. Yeah, it's a strong possibility. You can't just put this over Trump's head either, because Jeffrey Epstein, let me look at the year that he died. I want to be 100% correct. Give me a second. Let me make sure. Jeffrey Epstein died in 2019, August 10th, 2019. Okay. The Biden administration, if it was a list, then how come it wasn't discussed? How come the FBI didn't release it? How come it wasn't something that was available during the Biden administration? Nobody held Joe Biden accountable. Nobody held the FBI at the time accountable. Nobody held liberal Democrats accountable for anything with regard to Jeffrey Epstein as far as releasing information and making it available to the general public. The only reason, and this is one of the reasons why you have to be careful what you say and set expectations, the only reason people are going at Pam Bondi is because Pam Bondi made an announcement when she became and put into the position that she was put in, that she is sitting on her desk and that she would investigate it and that she would release if any information was found to the general public. Nobody held Biden accountable as a result of it. Nobody ever mentioned anything to them. Nobody said that he should do anything, and they didn't create any expectation as a result of it. It just was gone. But the minute that Pam Bondi made the announcement that she would review it, and then if anything was found, then she would release it to the general public. Now that she's saying that nothing was found, with nothing else to talk about, now people are mad at her and saying that she should resign as a result of it. I don't think that she should resign. I think that she's doing a great job, and I think that she should continue to do what she's doing.
As for that so-called client list,
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
for years, many Trump allies, including his now FBI Director Kash Patel, pushed for the release of the government files on the Epstein case, insisting they would implicate prominent Americans in a sinister plot. Here's what MAGA star Dan Bongino, now the deputy FBI director, said in 2019.
The questions surrounding this alleged suicide are numerous and are worth entertaining and worth getting to the bottom of quickly.
According to multiple sources, Bongino had a heated argument with Bondi at the White House last week and has told friends he may resign. Last night, Trump said he thinks Bongino is still on the job.
Is Dan Bongino still your deputy FBI director? Have you spoken to him?
I think so. I did. I spoke to him today. Dan Bongino, very good guy. I've known him a long time. I've done his show many, many times. And he sounded terrific, actually. No, I think he's in good shape.
In his Truth Social post expressing support for Pam Bondi, Trump said that people should not waste time and energy talking about Jeffrey Epstein. But George, judging from the response to that post, it appears that many of his own supporters are not ready to take that advice.
Yeah.
And now to another big story. The president is defending U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Her and FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino are reportedly at odds over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Chanley Painter joining us now with the details on that story. Hey, Chanley.
Hey, Kevin, Rachel, and Charlie. So the president is stepping in to defend his Attorney General Pam Bondi as doing, quote, a fantastic job after she came under fire from some Trump supporters over the Department of Justice's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The president posting this in part, quote, 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. The president's post coming after some Trump supporters criticized Bondi or even called for her resignation after the DOJ and the FBI on Sunday released a joint two-page statement on the Epstein case that concluded there was no celebrity client list, naming those who allegedly took part in Epstein's history as a sexual predator. In February, though, Bondi had indicated that such a document was sitting on her desk. The DOJ also concluded that Epstein did commit suicide in his New York City jail cell in 2019.
She never said that
while
the
awaiting
document was
further
sitting on her
sex
desk. She said
trafficking
the file was
charges.
on her
Yet
desk.
a missing minute in the jail video that was released has only spurred conspiracy theorists. FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino reportedly clashed with Bondi over her handling of the Epstein matter last week and has told confidants that he may actually resign if Bondi remains in her post. Guys, we shall see.
Thank you, Chanley.
Thanks, Chanley.
You know, obviously there are lots and lots of questions that have been swirling about Jeffrey Epstein for a long time, for over 10 years, and the government's involvement in it. If there's anybody who could walk in and say, okay, we've resolved all of the questions and there is nothing here, it would be President Trump and his crew. The problem is you can't really do it without giving some explanation, and there has to be some explanation, and I think that's why you have a lot of people still pretty with a lot of very valid questions about it.
You absolutely nailed it. You can defuse this ticking time bomb if you simply get out there, sit down, the AG, get the deputy director, and get the director himself. Put them in front of cameras, have them make a statement, and have them answer questions.
It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Do I believe that Trump is in the files? I absolutely do not believe that Trump is in the files, because I believe that the first thing that Democrats would want to do is they would want to make sure that they release those files. If there was anybody that they really wanted to go at, if we've learned anything during Biden's administration, we've learned that they really, really, really wanted Trump. They did not want him to win this presidency. They did not want him to be in power. They did not, in every way, shape, or form. They filed lawsuits to get him in New York. They filed charges against him in Fulton County, Georgia. They filed against him in Florida. They tried to prevent him from getting on the ballot. They tried to say that he was a felon. They tried to make sure that they threw him under the bus. They tried to sue him and take all of his money. And that's why we call him the Teflon Don, right? The one thing that we know for sure, is if Trump was anywhere in any Jeffrey Epstein thing, that they 100% would have came at him and made sure that he was exposed as a result of it. Maybe that might have been the nail in the coffin as far as preventing Trump from seizing power. All right? We know that for a fact. Here's the other side of that whole conversation and to this conversation. And this is just me being objective and giving my honest to God thoughts. Regardless of whether you agree with it or not, this is what I truly believe. I believe that there are way more powerful people and way bigger fish to fry is one of the reasons why this thing is never, ever going to come and see the day of light. Ever. 100%. I believe that there is way bigger people on both sides. And I don't even think it's just got anything to do with political people. I think that it has different, things to do with big people, big dogs, maybe business leaders, maybe even former presidents. Who knows? Y'all thinking small. Y'all thinking super duper small. Y'all thinking like babies. Fam, if I am trying to figure out what's going on, the last thing that I think, listen, I don't think it has anything to do with him. I think that it's way bigger people, much, much bigger people. People that may even not be in the United States of America. People that may not even be in the United States of America. I believe that the latter, do I think that he had a huge client list? I don't know if he probably had an actual list itself written out. I think you would likely be smarter than that. But let's say hypothetically that he did or he didn't, whatever. Whether he had a client list or not, do I believe that there are some really, really, really big people that we probably don't even know behind the scenes that was participating? 100%. Do I believe that he killed himself in jail? I do not believe he killed himself in jail. At all. Not even a little bit. And do I think that it is preventing of this list from coming out? 100%. Do I think that Trump is on it? Nope. And then the last thing, do I care? I genuinely don't. I don't care, not even a little bit. So, there you go. I seen a video of something where, I don't know if it was AI or not. It couldn't have been AI. Where Bill Gates' wife did an interview where she said the last straw was, did y'all see that? Was that real? Linda Gates. Where she said the last straw was Jeffrey Epstein. Do y'all remember that? Y'all don't ever remember that? She did a interview with Gayle King or something like that. Am I alone here? Let me see something. That was like 3 years ago. Let me see something if I could pull that up.
It's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards.
Melinda French Gates opens up following her and Bill's divorce and the role Jeffrey Epstein played in their split. The power couple revealed last year that they ended their 27-year marriage.
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
So I think it's way bigger. Way bigger. Way bigger than what we want to just have a conversation about. I think we limited. I think we small. We think it's small. Small. We need to think way bigger. Way bigger. But see, we got short memories, so we don't talk about that. We don't have those type of conversations. We don't think about that. We don't add that into the conversation. We only want to keep talking about Pam Bondi. I think y'all think it's short-sighted. Very short-sighted about this whole situation. Let me read some of these super chats. I got to show some love to the people with the super chats. I see y'all on the super chats. Will Today Vlogs. Shout out to Will Today Vlogs for holding it down and shutting it down. YouTube reset his channel, said the views was fake. What? YouTube reset your channel, Will Today Vlogs, and said that your views was fake. I haven't seen that. Let me see what my subscriber count is. While I'm thinking about it real quick, let me go over and see if I can find it. Switch account, Anton Daniels. You know what? I shouldn't even bring this up. Because I had an epiphany. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not going to make it a thing. So this is the last time that I plan on mentioning this. So thank y'all for passing 700. I'm not even going to talk about it going forward. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to make it a thing. I'm not even going to mention it anymore. So thank y'all for getting me past 700,000 on the Anton Daniels channel. Y'all been rocking out with me and y'all been really holding me down. So, but no, I haven't seen any reset of my views. All of my stuff is still normal. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything about resetting views, but I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm not focusing on it because I feel like I've been getting distracted. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at numbers and all of that stuff. I don't want to chase numbers. I just want to keep working. That's the thing that got me to the point that I am today is just the grind. It's the hustle. It's the work. It's the continuing to push. So that's the thing that I'm going to focus on. All right. I appreciate y'all, but don't congratulate me, please. And I say that respectfully because I don't want to get I don't want to get off on my focus. You know what I'm saying? I just want to focus 100% on what I've been taking care of. I just want to keep on putting pressure, keep on innovating. I got some crazy ideas that I came up over the weekend of what I want to do with the platforms and how to take them to the next level and continuing to innovate. So I don't want to focus on that. I'm not going to mention nothing else about numbers, views, none of that junk going forward. I'm going to just 100% focus on what I got going on. All right. Let me read some of these super chats and then we're going to move over to the next part of the show. Call me Mr. Bibbs says, preach, sir. Everyone needs to hear that. I got you, Mr. Bibbs. Shout out to Mr. Bibbs. James Himes says, if all this happened during Trump's first term, then what do the Dems have to do with it? No. Jeffrey Epstein died in 2019. Okay. If there was a list to be released, if there were things that can indict or put Trump in a bad situation, then why wouldn't it happen during the Democratic reign with Biden and Kamala Harris in office? And why didn't anybody call for them to release the list and make it available since he allegedly died and killed himself in 2019 and then Biden took office in January of 2020 is what I'm saying, okay? Follow along, James Hines. I appreciate you. Keith Brown says, why is Taco Trump threatening tariffs on Russia? Because Russia ain't doing what they're supposed to do. And I heard that he's threatening to put 100% tariffs on Russia, but I'll get to that in a little bit. We're going to do that tomorrow. I got to get all of the facts and the details so I can speak to it. Shadow Dragon TV says, if that list exists with the names of the most powerful and influential on it, it goes above the White House. It'll never be revealed. I agree. Do y'all think that the Department of Justice will cooperate if Ghislaine Maxwell testifies? I don't think nobody want her to testify. If the list is published, it has the potential to crash the economy. Maybe not. We'll get over it. Happy birthday to our boss, DJ Green, says AJ's tree removal. Shout out to DJ Green in the building. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Keith Brown says, why did President Taco Trump and Bondi say that the files existed if in fact they didn't, as verified by the FBI director? Who is lying? Someone is. Brown Eyes. Shout out to Brown Eyes in the building. Says Pam has so much other work to do outside of the Epstein issue. Let her continue to bring out other corruption that affects the voters and U.S. citizens. Wait to see her other accomplishments. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's continue on with the show. So, one thing that Democrats don't want us to talk about, because I believe that Democrats really wants us to focus on things that distract us from the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is that Trump and the United States of America has been winning at an unprecedented rate. And so these are the things that distract you. These are the things that we try to prevent you from being distracted from, because the thing that I want you to focus on the most, not saying that this other stuff is not entertaining, not saying that we shouldn't have a conversation about it, not saying that it can't add value into our life in order to figure out where the money is, but I want y'all to understand where the money is going. And according to the Treasury Department, for the first time in years, we have had a massive budget surplus within 6 months of Trump taking office. Again, make sure you guys hit a like. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Let's get into the top of the chat.
You know, and of course, President Trump is correct. MAGA is on a roll right now. They are accomplishing an enormous amount. And whatever, this kerfuffle about Jeffrey Epstein and whatever secrets may or may not be hidden by the government today, can't cloud out the extraordinary accomplishments of this administration. And as you point out about the transparency, it's also important to remember, and I know you remember this because we talk about it all the time, there has been extraordinary transparency from this government, from the Trump administration. And you can point to things like the border, which I think is the single greatest accomplishment, kept promise of any candidate who has ever run for public office. It is extraordinary what Trump has done at the border, and that's what he ran his campaign on. Another thing that he ran the campaign on was tariffs. And he promised that he was going going to rewire the way the economy works in hopes of it being a better place for people who work, a better place for young people, working class people. I hate the word working class, but working people who don't make as much money and want to get a purchase into the American dream. And his payoff for the month of June, the federal government ran a massive $27 billion surplus, which is for the month of June, which is an extraordinary thing. The fact that we're running a surplus at all, and when you look back and think about all the poo-pooing that the media did, and all of the economic experts who said this would never happen and Trump was going to destroy the economy, they are all been proved wrong by this one man, Donald Trump.
In the month of June alone, and Trump said it, Trump promised it, he highlighted it, he said that this was going to bring in an enormous amount of money, and that we had a trade imbalance with other countries, and that other countries would bend the knee, and they absolutely are. Absolutely are. They are declining to even do reciprocal tariffs during the time that they are supposed to be negotiating trade deals with other countries. In the month of June alone, the Trump administration brought in more than $27 billion than it spent. And people are mad. People are angry. People are absolutely, positively angry. 100% people are angry. They don't like it. They bothered by it. Not only, and here's the beautiful part about it, not only is he running a $27 billion surplus in June alone, because he's been running a surplus for the majority of the months that he's been in office, that's 1 month. Here's the beauty about it, though. Inflation has gone down. Inflation is only at 2%. And that is ideal. That is the level that we were supposed to be at all in 2020, 21, 22, and 23, and 24. Inflation was supposed to be at 2%. So we running at a 2% inflation. We're trying to get the Fed in order to lower rates so that we can then open up the economy and really be booming. That way, money is cheaper. We are running the government more effectively, more efficiently. No service has been lost or cut off. We are running it like a business. We're bringing in more revenue, and at the same time, the costs are going down. You don't see an explosion in the amount that it costs you to go shopping. Grocery prices are down. Gas prices are down. Inflation is down. Budget surplus is moving and booming. And people are pissed. So Trump is running the federal government at a surplus, but Los Angeles is running at a deficit of $1 billion a year. California is running at a deficit of $10 to $20 billion per year. Chicago is running at a deficit of $1.14 billion a year. Every single year. And people have negative things to say about Trump. This is why you need business leaders, not career politicians that is running the federal government. What's up, Q? This is why you need business leaders instead of the federal government running the United States of America.
I mean, look at these headlines, CNBC. By the way, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, these are all the money experts. They were saying tariffs are going to raise much less money than the White House projects. Donald Trump, and this, by the way, reminds me of the situation of the border, where he was told by, all the experts and all the consultants, you're going to lose the Hispanic vote if you want to close the border. If you talk about, deporting people. That's not true. It turns out Hispanics believe in rule of law.
And that you could never close the border.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing. He said, yes, you can if you put your mind to it. He knew that because he kind of was already
Let's go into the details. Y'all. I want to deep dive into this, and thank you for the super chat. I'm going to read that shortly. I want to deep dive into the details of this because people are saying, well, I don't trust Fox News as a result of it. Well, this is currently at CNBC, right? Courtesy is CNBC in multiple different, because this is not hidden information. This is just being neglected to be reported on YouTube by CNN. CNN won't report it. MSNBC won't report it, any of this stuff. CNBC, for example, is saying that the government, well, let's just go into the article itself. It says that the U.S. government posted a surplus in June as tariffs. So Trump was right. Gave an extra bump to sharp increase in receipts, with the government red ink swelling throughout the year. Last month saw a surplus of just over $27 billion, following what was, prior to tariffs, a $316 billion deficit. That brought the fiscal deficit to year 1.34 trillion, up 5% for a year. All right. 13% increase in receipts from the same month a year ago helped bridge the gap. And so basically what is happening, okay? Basically what is happening is that Trump levied tariffs across the board, 10% on imports in April. And remember, this was less than what? 90 days of him being in office and being handed over this deficit, this ballooning deficit, this trash way in which Biden was running the government for a long time. And so he said, listen, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make these other countries pay more. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to negotiate more effectively. The third thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the government smaller, which we're going to get into that into the next segment. And the fourth thing that we're going to do is we're going to continue to lower prices on people, which then incentivize businesses to invest inside of the United States of America. So the thing that you have to have, okay? The thing that you have to have is you have to have a multi-level approach to this whole situation. What does that mean? That means that you have to have a modification for how you do things now, and then you also have to have long-term investment so that you can sustain the growth and sustain operating, hopefully at some point, a federal surplus instead of a deficit going forward. That's why when they were pushing this big, beautiful bill, the Trump administration was saying, yo, y'all are projecting additional deficit dollars. In reality, we're taking a multi-level approach. That means that we're cutting costs now. We're raising additional revenues by tariff in other countries so that we can not only, because you got to remember, if you're operating at a $316 billion monthly deficit, which they then implemented tariffs, it's not to say, hey, we took in an additional $27 billion in tariffs. You got to calculate the difference between the deficit and the surplus itself. So what does that mean, Anton? That means that you got to close the gap in order to then have the budget surplus. So from my perspective, I don't look at this and say, well, they're operating at a $27 billion budget surplus. I'm saying that he closed an almost $400 billion budget gap month over month. Let me say it again for the people in the back. If we working every single day, all right, so I want to break this down from a C student's perspective. If we're working every single day, right, you, your wife, your family, and let's say, for example, hey, wifey, we make together combined, we make $9,000 a month. $8,000 a month. Let's say y'all make combined total income, y'all making $8,000 a month. Okay? What would that put you at? $96,000 a year, close to the $100,000 a year gap. But your expenses and what you pay out is $12,000 a month, which means that you're operating at a $4,000 a month budget deficit. Let's say You letting her manage, you letting your wife manage the finances. Y'all spending $12,000 a month and you only bringing in 8. Okay? Let's just use flat numbers. We're not going to throw taxes in. We're not going to do any of this type of stuff. All right? You bring in 8. Y'all spending 12, which means that you either borrowing money, you're going into debt, you're using credit cards, you took out a payday loan or whatever, right? In order to cover that $4,000. Now this is $4,000 every month. 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Next thing you know, at the end of the year, you're going to be saying, listen, we $50,000 in debt and we need to get out of debt-free plan. Let's get a coaching call with Anton. And then you kick it with Anton, and Anton said, all right, so you need to do this, cut out this, don't do this, get rid of this, sell this, and then make this adjustment, and you need to make some more money, all right? And who is that that's living in your house? Wait a minute. You got friends and family hanging out and living in your house and staying in there? All right, so you need to tariff them. What is that? What do you mean tariff them? Listen, if they're going to be living with you, then they need to pay rent because they're costing you more. They're costing you more in electricity, costing you more in food, costing you more in energy, costing you more this and that. And if you don't need them, cool, you don't need no cable, whatever, so on and so forth. Okay, so everybody now paying rent. So now you're operating at, you was making $8,000, now you actually bringing in $10,000 a month. But you actually lowered the expenses that you had also. So I'm looking at this as, instead of you spending 14, right? You only spending 8 now, but you still making 10. You made $2,000 more because you tariffed everybody. So we cut the costs. We got some additional investments that we got that's going to pay off long term, while at the same time, we bringing in more money. So what is that? That's really a $6,000 swing instead of a $4,000 swing. Because you can say, well, y'all was spending $4,000 more. No, we got it down to the $8,000 while at the same time making $2,000 more. So when they say that, yo, Anton, they making a $27 billion surplus, I'm calculating the amount that they're eliminating month over month that they had out the door, the $316 billion that they were operating at a deficit the month before. So they closed that gap. And they made an additional $27 billion in a month. You understand what I'm saying now? So you can't even just look at it and give them credit and say, hey, wait a minute, they made a $27 billion surplus. You got to acknowledge the fact that they closed the gap. First, you stopped the bleeding, and you made more money on top of it. That's a $6,000 swing, not just a $4,000 hole that y'all closed. You didn't just make $2,000 more dollars. You also cut out $4,000 in expenses. You didn't just make $2,000 more dollars. You also closed out $4,000 in expenses. So then it becomes exciting. Oh, wait a minute. So what else do we don't need? We out here tricking. Yo, we got to do this. We got to do that. We got to focus so that we can, because now you can start to see the light, right? And this is the same thing that happens with the U.S. government. This is the same thing that happened on the state level, same thing that happened on the city level, except when you go to these big blue cities like Los Angeles and Chicago and so on, and then Denver and so on and so forth, and even the state of California, they still bleed money. And so that is the difference. And so Trump is doing a phenomenal job, but they want to distract you from the fact that he made that change and he's swinging it in the favor of the United States of America for us to continue to be profitable, while at the same time incentivizing companies to invest inside of the state or inside of the country. So we got a short-term view and we got a long-term view. We're going to make more money long-term. We're going to have more investments. There's going to be more money circulating. Hopefully we lower interest rates and it's going to be phenomenal. And so I think that this is going to be a great time to be alive. And I've been telling y'all for a long time that if you are not prepared to take advantage of what is happening in this economy, if you are not prepared to take advantage of what's about to happen, it's going to be one of the greatest boom times in history. And people are sitting there with their hands tied behind their back because they keep saying that they don't like Trump, and they saying they don't like they think he a racist. It's stupid. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Let's continue to read these super chats. Turtle says, I believe Epstein chilling in the bunker right now. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe. I don't put anything past anybody at this point. Happy born day to me. Happy birthday, Island. Island, you're looking gorgeous. I resolved myself to eliminate my boxolitis over the weekend. I am going to compliment and try to stay chilling. My mom said this is something that I was just born with, but I'm chilling now. I'm slow motion. You look gorgeous, baby girl. I'm not going to offer you a flight. I'm not going to tell you to hit me up on my DMs. I'm not going to do none of that. Naima says, do men take a woman who grew up without a father seriously? Can she build confidence, seek mentors, learn life skills to bridge the gap? Yeah, absolutely. Listen, let me tell you something. What I see happening in real life versus what's happening online and the rhetoric online is completely different. Men don't even ask you if you had a father in your life if they feeling you. If they feeling you and you winning, then they rocking with you. If they feeling you and you that girl and you hitting all of the boxes, you think they over there like, hey, but wait a minute. You a good girl. You taking care of business. You on top of things. You not unruly. You don't have no kids out of wedlock. Wait a minute. I'm going to break up with you because you ain't got no father. They ain't doing that. They ain't doing that. If you are problematic, then they going to trace it back to the possibility that you didn't have a father in your life. But that's only if you're unproblematic. The problem is that people are growing up without fathers in their life, and it's directly impacting their ability to be great spouses to people. But if you are already a great spouse to a person or you a good person to a person, they're not going to disqualify you because they say, wait a minute, you ain't had no father in your life. No. But if you are an unruly woman, it could be directly attributed to that, and so they're going to trace that back. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying now? We cooking with fish grease now. You think Brown Eyes says you think foreign leaders are also involved, which could affect Trump's agenda for America? I think that it's a lot of people involved. Christopher Williams, I'm going to read yours last. I think the surplus will be even higher for July due to the wage garnishments on student loans. I made my final payment of $1,350. Final amount, $62,387.84, completely paid off since last February. Hey, shout out to the Chasers. Shout out to the Chasers. Let me give you a double applause. They don't want to give you y'all credit, and I think that you should get your credit. You deserve your credit. You're going to get it over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. Congratulations. Now you got the noose off of your neck, and now you can start hunting. Now that's when we start hunting. Don't change your budget. Just continue to contribute that money. So the money that you was paying the student loans, now you want to start paying yourself. Tap into the stock club tonight. Good afternoon, Anton. What up, Lex? What up, Lex? Lex, what up, Lex? Jerome Gray says Blue State provide all of the federal money. Yeah, that's nice. It doesn't mean that they're able to manage their budget effectively. Call it what you want. Spaces says Dusty's got a coaching call and don't know it. Yeah, what up, Spaces? I appreciate you. Christopher Williams, what up, Chris? I appreciate you for holding us down on the Millionaire Morning Show. We have to ask the naysayers, Democrats, do you want eggs or $27 billion? They will choose eggs. Facts. Christopher Williams, I do not take your contribution into contributing into the platform for granted. I don't take it for granted at all. Not even a little bit. I don't take it for granted at all. Christopher, thank you, my friend. That 100 ball, it does wonders. It does wonders for us over here and keeping the platform going. But in order for us to continue to run the government efficiently, we have to look at it as a business. And in order for us to look at it as a business, we have to run it like a business. And now, again, I'm going to bring y'all up to speed. The Supreme Court has ruled in Trump's favor that he's able to restructure the government. What does that mean, to restructure the government? It means that he's able to run it like a business, and he's able to look for where the inefficiencies are, and he's able to make decisions like a normal CEO, like a normal commander-in-chief should be able to make. But we're so used to the government being bloated and growing unconventionally and we not being focused, that we're so used to just having the money just blow out and go anywhere and everywhere such, and we don't have no control over it. It's going overseas, it's going over there, we giving it away to people that's getting food stamps that don't deserve it and all of that. But the federal government now, under the Trump administration, according to the Supreme Court, can move forward with making sure that we right size the government. And that, ladies and gentlemen, comes the same as the private sector. That means that if you are no longer serving a purpose, we are not going to just give you a job using taxpayer dollars for the sake of giving you a job. You got to go and find a job in the private sector. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. And this is what's happening.
Meantime, more than 1,300 State Department employees are leaving work for the last time. They are the latest casualties in the Trump administration's dramatic restructuring of the federal workforce. So just this week, the Supreme Court ruled the president can move forward with these kinds of mass layoffs. Our Matt Gregory has been at the State Department complex all day as people cleaned out their offices.
The mood in and around the State Department buildings, like the Harry Truman building here and the complexes around, in a word, devastating. I talked to dozens of current and now former State Department employees, some who were laid off as we were speaking to them, and they were either too afraid to speak on camera or too devastated by what had happened. But as the minutes ticked down to 5 o'clock, we started to see more and more of their colleagues showing up to give them support, and some local lawmakers. Now, one employee gave us a copy of the reduction in force, or RIF, email. You can see it right here. And I'm told these started going out around 9:30 in the morning. Slowly, they made their way through the departments. Now, we walked from building to building, speaking with current and now former employees at the Truman building and other annexes. And we found them hugging, shedding tears, some unable to process what happened today, some saying they expected it for weeks. And
I'm going to remind y'all. I want to go back. I want to go all the way back. All the way back. Do I have to go and pull up an old video? I might have to go and pull up an old video of where I told y'all. When Trump first came into office, when he won the election, when he came in, and they offered y'all buyouts. They offered y'all buyouts, and I said it. I said, listen. I said, if y'all don't consider these buyouts, I know that y'all not used to getting laid off. Y'all not used to dealing with certain things. Five months ago, I said it specifically. Here, I'm going to pull it up for you. I said it on multiple different live streams. Pull it up. Season 5, episode 21. I'm going to share my screen. Season 5, episode 21. The 21st episode of this year. This one right here, with me staring at you like that. Federal employee buyouts. This one. This is the one that I was telling y'all about. What's going on? Remember that? Huh? Let's see if I can find it. 2 million workers. Show. All right. So let's talk about Trump. Oh, this was back when I was actually wearing the blazer. I was trying to be all extra for y'all and all of this, right? Remember this one? And I told y'all, I said, listen. You know, one of the reasons that I like, maybe I'll go put the blazer. I see it hanging up over there. One of the reasons I didn't like the blazers because y'all couldn't see the AD right here. I need you to see the custom AD right here. So I said, you know what? Let's remove the blazer. Let's go with the custom AD. And they need to see that this shirt is custom, 100% custom. They needed to see it. He don't want to do what he's supposed to do and he's not complying when it comes to whatever the Miami. How do you know? Look at District Gentleman. I'm about to play this video right here. Hold on. Let me get this video up and popping. Hold on. I got to get it popping now. Because they tried to. Look. Because I want to remind y'all. I regularly say to y'all, listen, I'm going to come and revisit it, and I'm going to told you I said so. What's 3904? Hold on, let me get to it. Well, let's talk about it. Says nobody I know is taking that dumb A buyout. Well, let's talk about it for a second. How do you know you're not going to get laid off? How do you know that your job, because they're just going to shift people around to the positions that they need them in once they see natural attrition, once people start taking buyouts. It happens in the auto industry when they want certain workers to retire. They offer buyouts and incentivize people for early retirement and so on and so forth. Here's the dilemma, okay? And I'm not saying that y'all positions are going to be cut. You're going to have to make it on an individual basis. But how do you know that your job is not going to be cut? How do you know that you're not going to get laid off? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Because everybody's circumstance is not the same, right? There's over 2 million federal employees. All branches of government, all federal employee jobs are not created equal. You can't blanket statement say, well, ain't nobody taking that. How do you know it's not going to be a good situation or if it's going to turn into a bad situation for you? Because they are going to go through with a fine-tooth comb and find out where all of the inefficiencies are, who's doing what, and let's continue.
This is also.
I warned you. I went through on multiple different live streams. I warned you. I went through and I said, listen. You sitting there saying ain't nobody taking that dumbass buyout. I'm going to warn you and let you know that you really need to think this through. Look at your job. Look at what it is that you do for a living. Possibly consider they're offering you a buyout, all of this other stuff. I said it 1,000 different times in 1,000 different ways. And I said that everybody ain't going to stick around. Everybody not going to go. You're going to get laid off. And once they got done with all of their lawsuits and the Supreme Court and the Democrats filed and the union and all of this stuff, here we are in July. And people are going to continue to get walked out of their jobs. And you thought that you was, man, ain't nobody taking that dumb. Okay. Listen. Whether we in the Patreon talking stock club and I'm telling you what is about to happen in the market and which companies that I'm investing in, whether we talking about layoffs on the Millionaire Morning Show, whether we talking about a prediction of what the market is going to do, whether we talking about what's going to happen in the culture, I am right. 9.9 times out of 10, I come back and I tell you, whether we talking about Diddy and that situation, whether we talking about, I be so on it. Man, I be on it. I'm on it. 1,000 times out of 1,000, I'm on it. I'm on it. Something to take lightly. I know that y'all already done made y'all mind up and said, I ain't taking that buyout. Think about it. I'm going to play it again for the people in the back. I'm going to let you hear it.
I think you put it perfectly. With an uncertain future, they can quit their jobs and be paid through September 30th, or
you can quit your job and be paid through September 30th. That changes things a little bit, don't it? The game is different all of a sudden, right? Because now you saying, wait a minute, I might be laid off and get that little $400 a week check from. You could have been working. You could have been getting your paycheck through September 30th while at the same time already working on getting another job and all of that. You fumbled the bag. Now this is what you're looking at in July.
And then we came out to the Truman Building around 4 o'clock, and that's when a small group of current employees, retired employees of the State Department, started to gather to show their respect and support for the laid off workers as they came through. There was clapping, hugging, crying, boxes being laid off, and boxes being taken into taken into vehicles. And as we watched it, we talked to one retiree, and we wanted to know, why don't they want to tell their stories? Why don't they want to speak? And this is what he said.
And being a retiree, I can speak now, but they're professional.
Now you looking stupid, getting clapped out the building. You know what? Don't bring no cameras. Don't clap me out, nigga. I'm already getting laid off. When you get laid off, that's a life event. Now you clapping me out the building. Now you want to sit here and put me on oh, we love you, Anton. We love you, Johnny. You out there looking dumb. This is you. This is you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hopefully we can stay friends, and hopefully we could all be we can revisit this. And I'm gonna fight against fascism. Now you walking with the box out. Do I got something in this box? Oh, snaps. There's some unworn sneakers in here. There's some unworn sneaks in here. All right. I have to put this in the... Definitely gonna have to wear those. Now you looking stupid. Now you carrying the box outside and everybody clapping you. Oh. Nigga, don't clap for me. I'm tired. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I got a car note that's behind. I got a wife that don't shut up. Bruh. And ladies, let me just give the ladies a little bit of a hint. If your man getting laid off, he don't need your coaching. He don't need your motivation. He don't want you to get on him and to figure it out. That nigga's devastated. He broken. It's okay, baby. You gonna get another job. Shut up. Shut up. See, that's when you get abusive, when your money get low. You start getting verbally abusive. Shut up. You can tolerate the mouth because the money make everything better. You know what? I'm going to just go take a vacation. Woman get her neck all twisted up. You know what? You getting on my nerve anyway. I'm going to see my mama. She can go and take a flight because the money is right. You can figure it out when the money right. That's what they get. You want to cry in a Lexus, you want to cry in a Mercedes, or you want to cry in a Honda type thing, right? Because it's not the new Hondas that you're going to be crying at. You're going to be crying in a 1996 Honda. It's different. The door not going to work. The air is going to be off. The motor going to get you to and from, but it's not going to be the same. And so that's what I'm saying. When your man get laid off, that's a life event, because now when y'all get into an argument, you just got to hold each other because it's cold. You still got to sleep with the person. See, it's different when you can go and, you know what, piss me off, man. I'm about to go. I'm going to go to the penthouse downtown. Smoke a couple cigars. You go from smoking cigars to smoking cigarettes. Listening to Tweet, smoking cigarettes at night. You start listening to Tweet. You start getting into your feelings. Coldplay is always playing in the background. You can't justify being able to come home and play video games. You can't take your time no more. You stay out a little bit longer. You breathe in the car. You take a deep breath before you go in the house because you know your ass ain't got a job. It's different. It's different. It's different when the money is low. When you try to figure it out, oh baby, we gonna be okay. She with you for the first 3 months. And if it continue to go bad, and I'm pulling up. Do you know what I'm saying? You start listening to depressing music. Now you listening to XXXTentacion and DMX. You only listen to dead artists now. Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Listening to Incubus and slipping, falling, I can't get up. Slipping, falling, I can't get up. Slipping, falling, I can't get up. Stop going to the barbershop, hairline start being crooked. Most people go bald when they get laid off. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I slipping, falling, I can't get up. Slipping, falling, I can't get up. I slipping, falling, can't get up. Start listening to all of the worst music. All of a sudden, mama liked you, mama don't like you no more. You could do better. You could suffer by your goddamn self. Next thing you know, she taking advice from her friends. She used to trust in you for your judgment. Now she don't trust you no more. And it all started right here with you getting clapped out at work.
And ultimately, we support the policies of the administration. I think this policy, however, of RIFs, of skilled diplomats, skilled foreign service officers, and civil servants is a travesty.
Now, we also had local government officials showing up here. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen came to speak to the crowd. We also saw Virginia Congressman Suhas Subramanian coming here. And I said, what message do you want to give to these folks? And what are you going to do to stop these cuts?
Look at them clapping you out.
We're going to try. I mean, I can't do it myself, but putting on the pressure, making sure the stories are told about all.
Now you got a sassy legislator sitting there saying, we're going to try to be there for them. Next thing you know, you start writing lyrics. Now you're a poet again. You're starting to go out to hang out with people that ain't got no money and doing free things. You keep going to poetry slams. Yeah, because I'm off. The system is against me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know how the poetry slams where they do all this in the background? Now you writing lyrics again. You want to explore your rap career. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's about 5 stages of grief, 5 stages of depression. And then God gave you that opportunity. You didn't even know what humility felt like. You was the man, homie. Oh. You was telling everybody, hey, homie, you a window shopper. You be telling all of the ladies, men exercise. High value men, they exercise options. Next thing you know, you get that new job, your hairline crooked, your teeth is yellow from drinking all of that coffee. You keep doing all of your work on free internet at the coffee shop, and you go over to your girl, lady, I got a job offer. Oh my God. You go to church, you testify. God is good all the time. God is good. Oh, I've been praying for that boy to get a good job. It's about time, because God don't leave behind his own. Yes. You testify. You ain't testified in 7 years. You ain't been to church in 3. I want to thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now you thanking God for your good job again, huh? You shouting. Spirit taking over. As the Spirit of God give utterance, speaking in other tongues. I kept the faith. I never thought that God would forsake me. I never thought that he would forsake me. Thank you. Hey. Paying your tithes on time. Being on top of things. Oh, you back. We back, baby. Now you gonna get on the internet talking about men. Man, it's no such thing as a high value man. The only thing that there is a good man and a bad man. And high value needs to be based off of character. It's all character. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Now you started a TikTok account. Now you. These are the 5 stages. The 5 stages. Now you're doing reaction videos to me. Oh, God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And remember, it all started off with you getting clapped out of work right here. It all started off with you getting clapped out of work. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. But a saint is only a sinner who fell down. But we... That's that part that you start crying. God. But we get up. I give my life to you. But we get up. Keep on preaching to me, coming in my comments. But it's harder for a rich man to go through the eye of a needle, the camel to go through the eye of the needle, than for the rich man to make it into heaven. We don't need all that. Nigga, you just broke. Nigga, you just got clapped out of your job. That's the only reason that you having this conversation with me. You a new saint. You a new saint. You just broke. That's all. Most of our problems, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. And this is the reason why I'm so real with y'all. I'm going to keep y'all 100 because I done seen it all. I done seen it all, did it all, lived it all, talked to it all, witnessed it all. Most of our problems is circumstantial. It's financial. Your baby mama pissed you off. It could be a combination of the 2 or 3 or 4. It could be whatever. It's all circumstantial. But let me tell you something. I joke and I laugh and all of that, whatever. But it's all gonna pass. Whatever y'all going through, respective, because I know that it's thousands of people that's watching this right now. Let me just give you a little bit of encouragement, and then we're gonna go to the next story. Whatever you're going through is temporary. So don't make a permanent bad life decision based off of something that you're temporarily going through. It's all circumstantial. You listen to the music you listen to because of the you're going through right now. You dealing with people the way that you're dealing with them because of the stuff that you're going through right now. So just remain even. A lot of times people talk to me and they call me and we're like, hey, Anton, how you doing? I'm chilling. Slow motion. It could be something big that happened. It could be something that happened bad, good, whatever. I just stay even. I stay even the whole way. And the reason that I'm that way is because I'm controlling the outcome by not getting overly emotional about whatever it is that I'm dealing with at the time, whether it's something incredibly good or something incredibly bad. And it allows for you to be able to have balance and make smart, logical decisions. And so I know I tell jokes about life, and it's things that a lot of us can relate to because we might have been through it or we might not have been through it. But the reality is that everything is circumstantial and every situation changes over time. It's an endurance race. That's why the word of God says The race is not given to the swift, is given to he who endureth to the end. People gonna go up, people gonna go down. People gonna trade against you, they're gonna do bad. You're gonna go through some and then you're gonna overcome it. And you're gonna have some highs and you're gonna have some lows. And it's gonna be some people that's with you and against you. And your girl gonna piss you off and then she's gonna be good to you. And so you just gotta be able to endure. It's an endurance race. That's it. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Just stay even and then celebrate the wins, learn from the losses, and keep it moving. That's all life is. And enjoy it. Have a good time. Just have a good time. It's cool. All right? Oh, they saying that I'm okay. See the religious folks? They feeling some type of way. Oh my God, I can't believe that you mocked the church. Okay. All right. I know that that's not nothing. They not talking. They not mad at me. They mad at their circumstance. They're not mad at me. When I see people lash out, people that are in a good space, they don't get mad at other people like that. That's why I let the chat do what the chat do. When I see people crash out and stuff like that or get easily offended at something, I know that they just going through something in their life. It's a bill missed. It's a car getting repossessed. It's a house note missed. You might have got that knock at your door. Hey, eviction coming soon. You got 30 days to get out or come to court. Something happened. Your girl pissed you off. You might have seen her blowing somebody off or something. This too will pass, my son. Don't crash out. Don't crash out. See, he even admitted, I'm a POS. I know you are. I know you are. I'm with it. I know. But that's why they don't have no profile picture. Hairline crooked. They want to go to Turkey and get some new hair. I ain't do that to you. That's life. Life is life for you, but you'll come through it. And then you're going to be coming back later talking about, man, when I first discovered Anton, I ain't like him, man. He was so angry. And then you're going to like me, and then you're going to stick around. All right, I see the cycle. I've been doing this for too long and then seen too many dusty people switch over, become a bag chaser, make some money, and now they over here saying, yeah, man, because I just paid off my student loan. I'm seeing things differently. Your money, for men, your money is the thing that's controlling you. But we'll get to that later. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. We fall down, but we get up. But a saint is just... Daddy in the caddy says, but Anton, I still want my government job. My government job? Terrence says, have you seen that fool Roland Martin crying victim card because he claims the layoffs will stop black people from getting PSLF? I haven't. Y'all got to send it to me. I'll review it on the show tomorrow. Thomas says, good afternoon, AD. Emailed your video regarding ex-Mom Donnie intern. Pretty crazy. All right, I'll check it out. I'll see what I can do. Okay, Anton, you can hold the note. I be trying. I try my hardest. It depends on the song. You know what I'm saying? Just a brown girl in America. Key says, AD, I just got my 10K refund check. And will be invested in my tree services. Not only am I a truck driver, but I have to continue to get to the bag. They are both dangerous jobs, but somebody has to do it. Run it up, big dog. At least you ain't tricking it off at the strip club. You know what I'm saying? Take 500, spend it for you, and then spend another 95 on a tree. Jason says, I'm going straight to the Barden, rebounding with Indeed on Monday. Yeah. You only listen to dead artists. Facts, skinny boy. That's what they do. They just go into this dark hole. Anton ain't never lied. Slip and fall. I slip. I'm falling. I can't get up. Not the finger snapping. Yeah, because they do poetry or they rappers. You know what I'm saying? Brock says, crying in the car, yelling at all the lyrics to DMX and Cisco. What these men want from a, you know. Papa Naya Shelley says, someone said broke be woke. These is facts. I ain't never seen no rich person as woke. Getting Shermaned Out of work, giving Sherman out of work, says Spaces. What the hell did I walk into? A musical? Yes, you did, Sir Dr. Mister. Yes, you did. Got laid off and pastor continuing to tell you to pay your tax. Piss you off. How you switching churches? Never would have made it. I'm not even doing it with y'all. Because y'all know what I'm talking about. I be on that kryptonite, straight up on that kryptonite. Okay, I see you, Nelly. Sir Doctor. Sir Dr. Mister says, Anton, you can talk about, I can't talk about people's hairline. Why? You don't think I had one before? I could buy me another one if I just really want one. Let's be clear. I could buy another one. That's the thing. When you get money, it opens up all of the better possibilities. Money is a solution to a lot of things. I could go get me a hairline. Here's the thing. It's the interim. You know what I'm saying? It's what do you do when you got all of them little bread marks on your head and stuff? Do I walk in here like Nick Cannon and put on that genie head wrap thing that he got? You know what I'm saying? Nah, we're not gonna do the man weave. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do in the interim? Because I live stream every day, so it ain't like I could just disappear for a year and then come back like, oh yeah, look at how great I am. You know? So anyways, let's continue on with the show. So I want to end this show on an interesting note, since we're talking about layoffs. Yeah, looking like a Latin. I want to end this show on an interesting note. There's a woman that is going viral because she is running the entire fast food industry alone. The entire restaurant, she was running it alone, and so she's going viral as a result of it. I actually seen it on social media, and now the news is talking about it. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Let's get into it. Whoa, let's do this. Let's go there, and let's go there. All right, y'all, let's get into it. The woman is thankful. The woman is thankful. A lot of people are saying, poor lady, or whatever. And I get it. It's because, she ain't got no help and whatever, so on and so forth. But she's thankful that she has the position that she has. And it's one of the reasons why she is so fervent in making sure that she take care of little so that she'll be ruler over much. I have no question in my mind that this woman is going to go on to do greater things, and eventually she may even become the store manager or whatever, right? And this is one of the examples that I wanted to highlight from a positive perspective of people, and I'm going to go into the whole restaurant industry and all of that other type of stuff or whatever, but this is one of the examples in that when people are determined to do the right thing, when people are determined to change their life, when people have a different set of circumstances, or they're doing it for purposes greater than themselves. She's doing it for her kids. She says she's thankful. She's not quitting that job. Let's be clear. All of the people in the comments, in her comments or in the comments of the video that went viral that was highlighting about how it is that she's doing it by herself, those people don't understand what life is like on the other side a lot of times. And so they're empathetic and they're sympathetic and they're not necessarily wrong. But then we have to have a bigger conversation about what it really means to be successful, right? To be purposeful, to endure long enough to actually get to the other side. Again, I don't have any doubt in my mind that this woman is going to be successful. I'm not a stranger to the fact that we've had to open up the restaurant, and it has been plenty of days where I had to go in and close by myself, or somebody said that they mama was sick or whatever. And so I had to go in, change the oil fryers and get everything together and get it prepared and receive a truck. And then the employees coming in, and then you get a call while I'm in a meeting. And that was when I was working at Comerica Bank. I get a call while I'm in a meeting. Hey man, such and such said that he's not going to be able to come through today. And I got to take care of this and I got to do this, whatever. Is it going to be anybody to close? Okay. So I got to go in there and I'm closing by myself. And so on those days, when you're supposed to have a staff of 6 It's just you. It's just you. You're the only person in there. And you fulfilling the DoorDash orders and the Postmates, and you're doing all of these things, and the Grubhubs and the Uber Eats, and customers is coming in, and then you throwing this in and you throwing that in or whatever, and you're trying to take care of stuff. And then you don't want the person that comes in the morning to be messed up. And so what you do is you stick around an extra 2 to 3 hours after you've cleaned up, because you got to start getting prepped for tomorrow, because you don't know what the possibility of what goes on in tomorrow and stuff. And so it's a very, very, very difficult industry. Owning your own business is difficult. Working is hard. Being a manager is hard. Being an employee is hard. And so, it goes back to even a conversation about the girl that was at the girl that wound up stabbing the manager to death. Then you got to worry about getting robbed or something like that, right? It goes back to the woman that stabbed the manager to death. And it's like, y'all don't know what these managers and these people be going through. Y'all have no clue. You have no clue what these people are going through. These people is figuring it out, and they're going to be okay. They'll be okay. They figuring it out. But then people will automatically, because you get a title under your name, they'll be, oh, you the manager, or you did this. Oh, you should be giving people more hours. You should be treating people this way. You should be doing this. You don't know. You don't know. You just talking. You just talking. These people come in. You think that this woman want to come in here and run the store by herself? Do you think that this single mother that had 6 kids that was in East Point, Michigan, wanted to go in there and deal with another problematic employee while she's trying to run that business, run that McDonald's? She over here at Burger King. Do you think that they actually want to deal with the stuff that they deal with? You think that that's fun for them? You think that that's fun for them? It's not. It's called life. It's called life. Life be lifing for everybody. And people will sit there and say, oh man, it ain't no jobs out here. No, it ain't no jobs that you want to do. There are jobs that'll help you bridge. It's jobs to help you get some income. I see people, it's a big conversation about people being pissed off. I did a review video of a woman that said, you don't want me to come out here and work because I don't like y'all attitude, and I don't like the way that people treat people, all of this other type of stuff. And they've been coddled by the federal government. Go over to some of these other countries where they have great attitudes and they don't make nothing. And the reason that they do is because their attitude and the way that they move is going to be largely dependent on whether or not they can feed their family for that day. Because when I tip them $20 in order to do this or do that, bro, that's more than they made from the job itself. They got a good attitude because they are depending on that, and they're hoping and wishing and praying that you tip them so that you can actually help them get to another level or be able to get a better meal that day. Everybody over here is so entitled. It's so great. You got so much that you don't even know. You ain't never been through nothing. I see people that ain't never actually worked a job that making bad decisions, and that they said that they wanted to be out here on your own. You wanted to be independent. You wanted to be a single woman. You wanted to not depend on a man. Okay, so it's time to grind. Then everybody want to feel sorry for them. No, this is a decision that they made. Let them go through it. God is teaching them something. God is teaching them something. Let them endure. Let them figure it out. They got it. Should be all right. I think that this woman is going to do just fine. I think that she'll be just fine. But we have to be more mindful of what our mindset is when we approach these things, because a lot of people really don't know. And they're having a lot of conversations about a lot of things that they're not familiar with. You get it, Lonnie Clark. You get it. Ain't nothing wrong with working in the fast food industry. This woman says she got a record. She says she couldn't even get a job. Shout out to Ray. Look at Ray Sean. Look at this. Look at my millionaire friends. He was at the meetup. Look at my millionaire friends. Remington, I thought you said you was leaving. I thought he said he was mad at me and he leaving. Oh, this was a great show. This was a truly, truly great show today. And now we got Rayshawn out here doing big things. And me and my millionaire friends. Rayshawn out here doing the Anton. Look at that. Rayshawn doing the Anton. Rayshawn has one of the best, most profitable channels ever. Azriel, Yakar, could y'all put Rayshawn's channel up, please? Inside of the chat, y'all need to go and check him out. He is very, very, very much at the top of his field. And people don't even know that he's generating the type of revenue that he's generating. He's killing the game out here. Killing the game. Shout out to y'all know J Ben says affording contacts but no edges is nasty work. Y'all crazy, J Ben. Rayshawn in the building. In the building with the 500 ball. Killing the game. Rayshawn, one of my greatest students. One of my greatest students. Somebody could put Rayshawn's channel in the chat so that y'all can understand exactly how great this guy is. Killing the game with a 500 ball. Thank you, Rayshawn. Yeah. That's my guy. And I always like to tell the story about Rayshawn. Rayshawn was one of the last people that I let into the seat at the table on the Patreon. And he hit me up and he was on me. He said, Anton, I got to get this game. Anton, I got to get this game. I said, but it ain't no more spots left, Rayshawn. And he said, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to get this game. And I said, all right, bro, if you're going to do it, then if I'm going to let you in, then you're going to have to show me something. You're going to have to really show and prove. And he was like, I got you. He said, I promise you I got you. So I let him in at the seat of the table. I opened up one spot. And I let him in at the seat of the table. And within 6 months, he had paid off, I think, like $70,000. He had made so much money, he paid off like $70,000. And he had completely paid off his student loans or something like that. I forgot how much the money was, but it was a crazy amount of money. And then within a year of that, he was telling me that we needed to figure out how to get him some tax accountants and a better tax strategist because he was on the verge of making over $1 million. It don't get no realer than that. People often ask me, like, what is a mentorship like and all of that? Well, I can't tell you because it's an ancient Chinese secret. But the fact of the matter is, he has made a lot of money. Rayshawn's biggest problem is trying to figure out how to deal with taxes. It's a phenomenal problem to have. Rayshawn's biggest problem is trying to figure out how he can deal with taxes. So a lot of people met him at the meetups. Y'all need to come to the meetups. Shakur says, yeah, he's a cool guy. Met him at the meetup. That's his biggest issue now. Anton, we got to figure out how to move the money. Anton, we got to figure out how to do this. Anton, we got to figure out. I said, I know, Rayshawn, I know. It's just the facts. It's just the facts. And he ran it up. He has ran up a crazy bag. And that's what I like to see. I want to see other people pour into the community at the rate that we've poured into the community, and then they're going to have something to say. I don't want to hear from nobody that ain't never did it, that ain't never put no game on nobody. If you have never made anybody a millionaire, then you cannot have the name The Millionaire Morning Show. That belongs to I. And I alone. Shout out to Christopher Wiggins. I appreciate you, big dog. It's an ancient Chinese secret. All right, y'all. Our 3 hours is coming to an end. Aw. I don't have a sound effect for that. Aw. Thank you, Rayshawn, for holding me down, big dog. I appreciate you. Our 3 hours has come to an end. And that's it, y'all. Hopefully I got y'all through a huge portion of your day at work. I love you. I appreciate you. I am strongly considering moving out to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. Cali. I'm going back to Cali. No, I don't think so. I'm going back to Cali. I will see y'all on the Q show tonight. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the greatest audience on earth. Peace.